interviewing Jack Hanna, who's the go-to guy now that Steve Irwin's dead, and they said, you realize this thing cracks coconuts open like they're sunflower seeds. No joke. This thing is 3 times the weight of an adult male human and 8 times the strength. You don't, and by the way, and I know you can't just tranquilize it because a lot of times those tranquilizers agitate these animals.
Right, and here's the thing, because Tweak just said, don't they have tranquilizer darts at the zoo? Well, yes, they do, but here's the thing about that. Tranquilizer darts don't work like they do in the movies.
No.
Tranquilizer darts, you hit the animals with them, and then the tranquilizing effect takes anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes to actually bring an animal down. It's not an instantaneous thing.
So, look, I get it.
So it could have agitated the gorilla to make him even madder, and in that 20-minute span, you're sitting there holding your breath.
Dude,
what's it going to do with the kid?
Last year, and I said this before, 4th of July is coming up, and if you want to trank your dogs, good for you. I do it. Because it's pretty funny for a while. You got to give them those tranquilizers about an hour before the fireworks start, like an hour before dark.
Right.
Because last year we thought, with all these new laws and whatnot, and hey, maybe it won't be so bad. Of course it was. If you give those dogs those tranks after it just makes them wired up, man. They're bouncing off the walls.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things, too, if you give an animal, and even in humans, when they inject you slowly with things, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And it's because otherwise, if you give too much of a tranquilizer to an
wire
animal,
you
it'll stop your heart,
There's
too.
a dart in your neck.
Yeah, it's not like they show in the movies where you hit somebody with a
nothing's
tranquilizer
like
gun
in
and
the
they
movies.
drop over. Yeah, but people think that. That's
people are
how
dumb.
tranquilizer
Well,
darts
at any
work, and
rate,
it's
look,
not.
I get it. Bad parents, yes, absolutely. Inattentive mother, you betcha. But at the end of the day, they did the only thing there was to do. And if it was if that was your 4-year-old, if it was Oliver in that enclosure, I would have shot the monkey myself. I'm sorry. I know he has every right to be here. That's his
They're
enclosure.
animal experts there, man.
It just went like this and lobbed that kid 10 feet in the air and let it land flat on its back, got a concussion and some cuts and scrapes. But you don't have any options. You got to put that thing down, man. Nobody wants to. We all love animals, but there's a 4-year-old human being in there. You got to do something, and they did the thing that they had to do. Yeah, the parents are getting death threats all over the place on the internets and that's pretty great. And got offered a bunch of money to go on they're not saying what network, but one of the morning shows offered them
a
ton of money.
They want to exploit it.
We're going to take us a break. We'll be right back. It's about 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, last day of May. First look, it's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
This is First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. Call in now at 842-KERN. That's 842-5376 or 1-800-640-KERN. Listen live at KERNradio.com.
We are back. Good morning, everybody. 7:06 in the a.m. It's the last day of May. Tomorrow will be our 1,000th show. I hope I'm here for it. What time do you have to hop? If you go into the thing with... Thank you. It's News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at bakersfield.com. You can reach the program at 842-KERN, 842-5376. What time do you have to be at the room? I don't even remember from last time. What time do I have to have myself in line and ready to go over to jury duty? Because every day at 5:30 tonight, I got to call that number. Is it 9?
I think it is. It might be 9, but they encourage you to be there a lot earlier than that.
I was going to say, because I could come here until the time.
It takes me 15 minutes to get downtown normally, just on a straight shot if I catch all the lights right. Yeah. So I usually leave at 8 o'clock because you get there and you never know when that train is going to get there. Oh. Because that is the thing that delays more jurors than anything. Because inevitably, if you get called on a jury and you're sitting there doing that process where they're reviewing everybody, 6, 8, 10 people will come strolling in there late, and the judge will be all exasperated. He'll say, "Let me guess, it's a train," and they're like, "Yeah." Everybody's nodding their heads, looking ashamed. Yeah. And it's like, dude, you gotta come back. You gotta plan for that. So
I don't park in the back. I got a lot of friends in that area downtown there, like at H. Walker's. I can park in their parking garage.
If you can park in an area long term away from the jury parking, that's your best bet, but there's not many people who have that. If you've got that, then good for you.
Oh, yeah. I just call Tracy up. Don't tow me, bro.
Not to mention the fact that they'll even tell you in the jury orientation, don't keep any valuables out because people get broken into all the time.
Yeah, because they know you're in there. They know what the schedule is.
What?
You don't have somebody to
There's
watch
cops
the car?
going back and forth on that road constantly, and you got people within there busting out windows because they're free of fear. You have county cameras looking over there. Like, what if these people are smiling and grabbing their junk, waving at you, going, "Hey, I'll break into it if I want." What do you? Come on in here now. Come on.
I have to know who's grabbing their junk.
Well, what I'm saying is they're in complete defiance of any kind of authority.
Yeah, they don't care.
If your car is not safe in an area for jury duty.
I thought the same thing when I saw that.
Where is it safe? I mean, that makes no sense to me at all.
Cop Central.
But they will tell you that in jury orientation. Don't leave any valuables out because people break into cars all the time in the jury parking lot. Yeah. Like, it's nothing.
They don't care if they get caught. When's
the last time you were on jury duty there, Loomis?
Was it earlier this year, I think?
Everybody gets it every year now. It's just a matter of when.
Oh yeah, because the last time I get it every year now.
Because remember the last time I did, I was scheduled to do the Christmas tree at the county building.
So I had
to get them to bump it.
I thought you already had it this year.
I did, but I got it. I was running out of time. I kept thinking, because they're never going to let me on a jury. That's what sucks. Never.
Where on YouTube are we? Where do we go to get to?
Oh no, it's on Bakersfield.com.
Is it on Bakersfield.com?
Yeah, it's on the Facebook pages and it's on YouTube. First Look has its own
because I'm getting messages here from somebody.
How was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was good. I worked yesterday.
I did too.
It was good though. How was your show on Sunday?
I don't know. I didn't do it. I did a best of.
You did a best of.
I just decided that I really wanted to hit the reset button. I didn't want to do anything other than like yard work for 3 whole days.
Yikes.
And I figured with everybody gone, it's a good time just to do a best of and lay around a little bit.
That's a good idea.
And I did that. I did talk to a person who is very familiar with one of the world's preeminent multi-poo breeders.
Oh, really?
So whenever you're ready to go.
I love multi-poos. So great.
Well, I got.
I did go to the Basque Festival on Sunday. I should say that, and I saw Kevin McCarthy and Vince Fong, and watched some of the dancing. Got some gifts.
Kevin's doing the whole entree thing with Vince. He's sort of taking him around, and it's adorable.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of funny too because a lot of people came up to Kevin, but when he was there, but nobody really bothered him too much because basically everyone was there to see the kids dancing, and that's a great party though. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. I missed the lunch, but we got there and we watched some of the dancing and stuff. Then we went back.
Play some
home.
handball.
What was
Didn't
that?
do
Dancing with the kids? What is
the
that?
Kern County Bass Club's annual picnic, which is truly one of the great parties in all of Bakersfield.
Oh, and you're Basque, so you're invited. I didn't.
And by the way, thanks to John Cox, who did they did the pickleball thing in the paper, and it was really
that was
really
a good article actually.
It
I
really
actually
was,
read that. Yeah.
Because I was there playing tennis when they were there talking to the people. And I sort of felt like I had a stake in that. I want to see how it turned out, and I think they did a really good job of introducing.
Let me get to traffic and weather and all of this because I want.
Hey,
I
Hop,
want to
just
hear.
real quick. So it is on Bakersfield.com.
Okay, Bakersfield.com.
So it's the front of the website in
Right.
in our rotating slides.
Yeah.
It's also on the First Look Facebook page, TBC's Facebook page, and you can find it if you just search for First Look with Scott Cox on YouTube.
Let me also say, number one, I'm proud of you. And of doing the 22 push-up things
thank you,
every
yeah.
morning in support of veterans that a lot of people are doing on the YouTube right now. And number two, I wouldn't miss a single one because that's the highlight of my morning. I start to undulate when I'm watching
Stop.
it.
I already asked Roger.
Those videos make me moist.
Oh my God! Do something.
Watching Lewis.
Do something.
Watching Lewis go up and down and up and down. Mamba.
My wife.
I play the Macarena when I watch
My
it.
wife came home on Sunday and she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "That's hot."
Yeah. What did your wife said really about what?
About your comment. And then Rogers Brandon says, "Can you do one arm at a time, 11 on one arm, 11?" I said, "With Hop's help." Something like that.
That's something we're going to have to talk. The Rogers Brandon's going to be here tomorrow. He evidently had a party weekend.
Good for him.
Did you? Yeah.
He rode his bike and ate Luigi's. I think that was it.
No, he talked about a recovery breakfast.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
This is probably stuff we should not be discussing.
He posted it on Facebook. It's public.
But
And I looked at that and I went, been there, done that many a times in my past. I'll tell you that. The recovery breakfast.
You may get
where
to
you're
see him 2
staring
days
at
in a
eggs.
row.
You're staring at some eggs that are looking back at you, and he's like, "I gotta eat."
Well,
these,
just so you know,
or I'm
officially,
gonna
I got
die.
today at 5:30. I got to call the number again. I never know, so it's going to be a weird. What is it? A week?
Yeah,
At
so
least a week?
it's whenever they tell you, you don't need to call anymore, or they do.
No, but
you'll
there's
probably
a-
get
there's a-
called in.
there's-
Everybody gets called in anyway.
That's what I heard. That's what I
And then
think.
we'll have Lewis sitting in here, and then he and I will do a show.
It's just frustrating. There's no way anybody's ever going to put me on a jury.
I have an
know- they know it.
incredibly busy week this week. Tomorrow will be the best only day I can actually do it. So,
you better figure out something.
all right,
Come on now.
Come on.
do the traffic and weather.
All right. Traffic. I kind of wanted to get your comments about a few things here, Lewis, but that's all right. Traffic is brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is a company with pride of Lion. Give them a call at 397-2744. No problems being reported by the CHP at this time, and it looks like the traffic is moving along fairly free and clear right now. There's no major difficulties except for Rosedale Highway, which has some stop-and-go traffic on it. All right, let's get over to our weather, and I apologize in advance. Weather is brought to you by Atlas Pool Care. To keep that pool sparkling all year long, call Atlas Pool Care at 587-3573. Don't you wish you had a pool this week? Because right now it's 76 degrees in Bakersfield. We're looking at a high today of 102.
What did that say for Saturday?
Wednesday is going to be 105. Same for Thursday, 105. Friday, 107. Saturday, 110 degrees in Bakersfield. And then the Sunday
Holy
is going to be
smokes.
105. And the air quality is going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range at 101, which means if you're outside, only breathe every other breath. And in terms of your stocks, things are kind of cocky wobble. The Dow is down 7 points. NASDAQ is up 15. S&P 500 is up 3. And oil is at $49.88 a barrel. Let's get to our top stories for this morning. A group of animal rights activists briefly interrupted a Bernie Sanders rally in Northern California when they jumped barricades and tried to rush the podium. Sanders security stopped the protesters before they could reach the Democratic presidential hopeful, who was addressing supporters at Oakland City Hall on Monday. Video of the incident shows two bodyguards immediately around Sanders while nearby security personnel quickly handcuffed the protesters and escorted them out. If you notice, a lot of several of those guys were actually carried out in by their arms and legs. Sanders continued his speech within minutes of the disruption. The Ohio Zoo, where a gorilla named Harambe was fatally shot to protect a 4-year-old boy who entered its enclosure, says that the zoo remains safe for the 1.6 million people who visit each year. Video shows the gorilla grabbing the child by the leg and dragging him through the shallow water. Have you seen that video, Lewis? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cincinnati Zoo Director Thane Maynard says a review is underway to determine possible improvements to the exhibit. The zoo says that the Saturday incident was the first spectator breach at Gorilla World since it opened in 1978. Maynard says expansion plans announced for the exhibit earlier this year would proceed as scheduled and that Gorilla World could reopen this next weekend. Cincinnati police say they are not considering any charges against the parents of the 4-year-old boy who got into the enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. And in a preview of what we're going to talk about, by
the way, did you listen to what Jack Hanna had to say about that?
Talking about
Scott brought it up.
How he broke those coconuts.
Yeah.
Jeez, that can crush a coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in a preview and in a show of solidarity, we're doing this story right now. We're going to continue this shooting story at the bottom of the hour and talk about it locally. But gun violence has marked the unofficial start of summer in Chicago, where dozens have been shot and 6 have been killed over the Memorial Day weekend. The Chicago Tribune reports a total of 15 people were shot overnight last night and 2 fatally. The newspaper says that those shootings bring the total number of people shot since Friday to 68. Chicago police said final numbers would be released later today. Police had announced plans to step up patrols throughout the city in an effort to prevent violence that occurred during the Memorial Day weekend last year when a dozen people were killed and 44 more were injured. Same thing happening right here in our fair town of Bakersfield. We will report on that at the bottom of the hour. That is our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Yep, shooting at Hart Park. They caught the guy on Fairfax. Fleeing the scene.
It's pretty incredible what's happening in the city right now, and I'll say it. I mean, nobody wants to say it, but it's clearly gang violence.
Oh,
yeah.
I
think 99% of what's happening right now is all gang violence, and it's just, for some reason, it has escalated.
Wait till non-gang people get caught up in it. Then we'll have a major, it'll become a big thing. We are going to take a break at 7:17 in the morning. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
back to First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
No.
Let him finish. He'll be all right.
We are.
Take camera 6, please.
Okay, if we have the if camera 6,
go live to hop.
if the streaming is sorted out, how come we still have the awful music? What's going? Oh, that's right.
They can't. We can get in trouble for playing the music.
No, you can play the music. You just can't play long runs of it. you
Yeah.
know,
See,
So it can play for 30 seconds, but it's not going to make any sense if you. My cow died in the forest.
Brucellosis
with
is
a- whoop,
not
That's
something.
it.
Okay, and by the way, we will be talking about this.
Besides tweaks on a thing.
I understand it. People love the animals and Cecil the lion and all of that stuff. But I can't believe there's anybody that's got beef with those guys for having to shoot a 650-pound silverback gorilla who had a toddler in his enclosure. Dude, I mean, nobody wants dead silverback or any other animals to get killed, but that wasn't something where you that there's just no option there.
We don't want any trouble here, not in any language.
That was a beautiful animal. Too.
Oh, they are too. But if it was,
animal.
if it was your kid in there, come on,
It had to make
shoot
those,
it, shoot it.
It had to make those guys sick, to do that, and-
Oh, of course, man. But so now the parents are getting death threats.
If they had just said, "Get your stinking paws off him, you damn dirty ape."
I read someone that made a point too. It's like the child was small enough. It was one of those. There was one of those scenarios where they didn't plan for it. From the zoo, and you know how kids are. I mean, you give them 1 second and they can disappear in a hurry.
Yeah, but
It is very
he went
scary.
through an obstacle course. To
Yeah, he
get
did.
into
He
there.
absolutely-
He really did. I mean, he totally got away from his parents and just went rampaging into the thing. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it sorts
I don't know.
out here.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting
You
to
know
talk
what
to
you
that
do,
kid in 10 years or so and see what it remembers.
People in Tehachapi keep getting their videos, pictures of these mountain lions coming up to
Yeah.
their houses. What do you do if you encounter a mountain lion?
Make a lot of noise.
Here's the thing about
You
that.
give it a treat and you say, "Oh, what are you doing, kitty?"
The pictures of the mountain lions that we have on our on the Tehachapi News website are those animals are large.
Right, but here's the thing:
And they're just
when you
kitties.
in a panic, and you're supposed to make yourself look as big as possible and make a lot of racket.
Yeah.
Michael Hopper or whatever you do. I don't know. But they
What?
What do you do when you encounter a bear?
You lay down.
Okay,
Make a lot of noise.
buy it a
Make
glass
lot
of
noise.
wine.
see. Okay, here's the thing.
Tell it how pretty it is.
There's a protocol for each animal if you run into one in the wild, but I think in a panic situation, you're just going to run.
Yeah.
You're not. Are you going to trust your brain to go? Wait a minute. Okay, mountain lion. That is make a lot of racket. Try to look big. I think if you look back and just see a critter, you're hauling, man.
What do you do when you run into a pufferfish? What do you do then? No? I'd go pufferfish back. Go.
The one that's insane right now. Have you seen the talking about wildlife videos? Are the problems they're having in Yellowstone with the tourists who are trying to get pictures with mostly buffalo or bison.
Bison, yeah.
And those are ornery animals.
Yeah,
and,
you don't mess with them. They're
don't
also
mess-
huge and powerful animals.
huge
too.
and powerful, and you just see these people out there. And I remember I was there in 2003, and I ran into one in the parking lot. I was coming out to get a battery for a camera, and I come around, and there's this huge, bison right there in front of me. I was like, oh my gosh! And I just kind of ducked around it and
that's
got behind.
That's appropriate. Yeah.
Got behind some cars. Well, that guy ended up walking. It was at the Old Faithful, or at Old Faithful. This bison ended up walking through the Old Faithful area. I guess basically just to the right of the. If you're looking at the geyser, just to the right of it, and there's all these tourists were in there, and they're just standing there looking at it. And here comes a park ranger running over there in Japanese, yelling in Japanese to get out of the way, because they were in a bad position there.
For the love of God, I don't speak Japanese.
Well, it's about time. You have a kimono, for crying out loud. Make it
do.
happen. So.
All right. Traffic's got to run over the traffic thing. Get it run over the traffic. I gotta do a traffic.
Go right ahead. Hop. You can do it.
You can do it.
The traffic, no major problems are being reported on Bakersfield roadways at this time. and an updated look at the map. Let's do it live while we're right here and have a look at the map of the area. And it looks like things are running okay. Lots of green on the map. That means go. That means
Even
good.
Rosedale Highway.
And Rosedale Highway is not terrible. There's some stop and go traffic on there. Well, a lot of people take this week off too because they get the extended
That's
week.
true.
So, in any case, that is a good deal. Let's have a look at our weather. I apologize in advance. It's currently 76 degrees outside. We're looking at a high today of 102. Wednesday and Thursday 105. Friday 107. Saturday 110 degrees.
Oh.
And then Sunday 105. The air quality is going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. So if you go outside, only breathe every other breath. Otherwise, your lungs will come out of your nose. And let's see here. In stocks, the Dow is currently up 1 point. NASDAQ is up 15. S&P 500 is up 4. And oil is at $49.91 a barrel. That's our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Loomis, did you see this this Inuit kid that shot the polar bear?
No.
The Inuit are allowed to kill a small number of polar bears. They're allowed to actually do that. And he did, and he shot it, and he goes over to it, and he thought, damn, that's a big polar bear. And he's looking at it, and the paws are way bigger than a polar bear's paws, and its face was brown. Because of, they say, climate change, polar bears are going further south, and grizzly bears are going further north. So what's happening is they don't always fight to the death like you'd think. Sometimes they make the sexy times. So now they are calling them Pisleys or Growlers. Half polar bear, half grizzly, hybrid bears. And apparently they're way more aggressive than polar bears are because guess what? They're half grizzly. And I guess that part's determined by whether it's a Pisley or a Growler is determined by, they have to DNA test, see which, was its mom a grizzly or was its mom a polar bear. But yeah, this is happening all the time now. The Inuit people they have enough on their plate. They don't need half polar, half grizzly bears.
They don't. That's pretty terrifying, actually.
Yeah. And you can imagine, because you shoot these things from 200 yards away, and then you go jogging up to it, and wow, that thing sure has big paws.
Yeah, that's a large animal.
Yeah. Wow. We're going to take a break. Hop already wrote the Scott in 60 question, and that's troubling. That is darn troubling that he already wrote it. That means something is. He's
already got a smile on his hand. And he's licked the paper.
I don't like the looks of it. And if I get jury duty tomorrow, this is your problem.
I gotta go to work. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks. Bye, Loomis.
Bye, Loomis. Man, look at that, right?
And I don't know if the over at Memorial
Must be jelly because jam don't shake like that.
Why do you just no? You're watching his push-up video again, aren't you?
Right now, as I even speak.
Unbelievable. I'm actually starting to root for jury duty. Pick me. Pick me.
Up and down and up
when
and down.
When they ask me, hey, are you that guy on the radio? No, I'm just any old guy. Put me on a jury. Something that'll run on for a while.
Up and down.
We'll be right back. It's First Look. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Mike Douglas, only white man ever make any noise. Tweak. I don't care what Scott says. I'm loving it. Thank you. That's all I got to say.
Just awful. Just
Like,
depressing.
that's the music I hear when I'm dreaming.
Really?
As I'm floating in the clouds, eating like
Watching a
cherry
Lewis do
cobbler and watching reruns of Star Trek all nakedy with my little cherub wings on. Those are what my dreams are like.
But that's your
Riding
actual
on the
life,
backs
though.
of pink dinosaurs and eating chocolate cake. It's fantastic. Toes all wiggling.
So how long is the awful music thing going to last?
It just goes on and on. In my dreams, it goes on forever.
No, we're not. No, this is back to snap back to reality real
As
quick.
we go by the fried chicken trees. And I just pluck a leg off and start eating it. My dinosaur turns around and says, "Give me one there, Michael."
I don't think so,
and
Flipper.
I pluck a nice juicy breast off the.
You hit it in the side of the head with your riding crop.
Yeah, after I pluck him a nice juicy breast off the tree and I feed it to him, and I say, "Okay, Chippo, on we go."
Your dinosaur.
On we go to Schweppes River, where we'll drink our fill.
I don't know what it's.
That's my dreams.
Something
it's
is
that
broken.
music.
I don't. It's this. I'm like living a Newhart episode right now. Horrible music and Hop's dreams of dinosaurs and fried chicken trees. What has happened? What happened? 6:36 in the morning. It's First Look program. News Talk 1180.
On the chocolate pudding mountain.
The new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet, Bakersfield.com. You can reach the program at 842-KERN, 842-5376. Here, and I hesitate to even say it, but here's Mike Hopper in the First Look News Desk.
And around every corner is a bathroom.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Solo, clean bathroom. Lots and lots of very soft toilet paper. That's what I dream about.
Good to know.
Yeah. Walking barefoot on Chocolate Pudding Mountain. Picking chicken legs off the chicken trees.
Traffic and weather. David Anderson is sitting there in his car.
No. David Anderson is
not
curled
knowing
up
what
like
to
a
do.
shrimp in his
No,
crib.
he's up and around. Come on, man.
All right, traffic is brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is your company with the pride of a lion. Give them a call at 397-2744. Nobody does garage doors better than King Door Company. All right, there is no major problems on Bakersfield roadways this morning. Seriously, there's just not. Everything is moving along pretty well on this Tuesday after a Memorial Day weekend. So continue to have a safe commute this morning and get through the rest of your work week. But by the time you get there, the weekend will be upon us. And, well, there could be worse things, I suppose. But you could be curled up in your house watching TV with the air conditioning turned down to 40. As far as your weather goes, weather is brought to you by Atlas Pool Care. To keep that pool sparkling all year long, call Atlas Pool Care at 587-3573. Get that pool summer ready and get it done now because summer is here. 76 degrees outside in Bakersfield. We're looking at a high today of 102. Wednesday, 105. Thursday, 105. Friday, 107 degrees. And by Saturday, we're going to be up to 110. Sunday, 105 as well. And the air quality is going to be at the unhealthy for sensitive groups range at 101. So I'm sorry about that, too. So if you're outside, just take care of breathing. As far as your stocks go, the Dow is currently down 34 points. NASDAQ is up 9. S&P 500 is flatlining. And oil is at $49.94 a barrel.
Oh, we're knocking on 50's door.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Absolutely. All right, and I was talking I had a couple of friends of mine that work in the oil industry. They were over at the house this weekend, and they're saying if it continues the way it's their analysis, and this is unofficial, of course, their official, unofficial word from their analysts at these major oil companies in the area is that they expect oil to be up to, by the end of the year, they expect oil to be up to $65 a barrel.
We'll take that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
They said that by the end of the year, but they said it's encouraging that oil is creeping back up. All right, our trending and local stories. 2 fatal shootings over the holiday weekend marked the 13th and 14th homicides by gunfire in the Bakersfield area within the past 2 months. There have been at least 29 shootings resulting in injury or death in Bakersfield since April 1st, and that's according to a tally by the Bakersfield Californian. Just one more fatal shooting, and the city will have tied the number of homicides it had for all of 2015. At least 23 people have been injured. Last week, the BPD said their department has investigated 18 homicides so far this year, compared with a total number of 21 homicides for all of 2015. Those numbers do not include the 2 shootings on Saturday that left 2 people dead and 1 injured. They also do not include the shootings and homicides investigated by the Kern County Sheriff's Office. In April and May alone, sheriff's deputies responded to 23 reports of shots fired in the Bakersfield area. Of those shootings, 5 people were killed and 9 were injured but survived. To read more about this story, go to bakersfield.com. On Friday, the Bakersfield Californian named the 13-year veteran of the Bakersfield Police Department, Detective Patrick Mara, as the one-time partner of former BPD Detective Damasio Diaz, who in a plea agreement made public last week admitted to a litany of crimes while he was working as a cop, including taking bribes, large-scale distribution of methamphetamine, working in partnership with a known drug dealer, stealing evidence, and providing police intelligence to criminal partners.
Jeez.
Dude, you got to think a movie's going to be made of this. It sounds like something straight out of
It's a movie that's already been made,
Yeah,
though,
no
about
kidding.
100 times.
In an exclusive interview Monday, Mara's attorney confirmed what the Californian had already reported and more, that Maras was Diaz's police partner, that Mara left the department in mid-May on a disability leave, and that the 36-year-old ex-cop had 24 hours to make a decision about whether to accept a proposed plea agreement offered by the feds or take his chances with an indictment that could send him to prison for the rest of his life. Mara and his attorney are set to hold a news conference at noon today at the Liberty Bell in downtown Bakersfield to announce Mara's decision. Inside word has that they're going to take the plea agreement. I think it'd be crazy not to.
Do you realize you get distribution of methamphetamine? That's life without parole.
Yeah,
They don't play around.
and they said
man.
large amounts of methamphetamine. And let's forget the whole thing about the crimes. But they're going to sweat this guy. The feds want to know who were your partners, what was done, how it got done.
How many cop movies have you seen where the attorney's going, dude, take the deal, take the deal?
If he takes this deal, which we expect he to do, how many other cops do you think he's going to flip on? Because you got to believe that there are more than just 2 cops involved in this.
There were 5 that were already investigated and cleared.
Right.
But look, as many names as Diaz gave up, this guy's probably going to give up that many more.
It's crazy, man. It's just absolutely crazy. And Johnny Depp's, and finally, Johnny Depp's Alice Through the Looking Glass bombed over the Memorial Day weekend with $34.1 million. How is that a bomb, though? I think they expected it to do.
It's
do
what's
a lot
on the.
more.
I thought the Avengers was going to be on the IMAX, but no, it's
you mean the X-Men was going to be
X-Men,
on the
whatever,
yeah.
same thing.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's a terrible movie. But in any case, it bombed over the weekend with $34.1 million through Monday in North American theaters, while X-Men Apocalypse debuted on top of an estimated $80 million. On Friday, when Alice was opening in theaters, Amber Heard, who is Johnny Depp's wife, was granted a restraining order after alleging that the actor had previously assaulted her, so that probably didn't help things at the box office. But the top 5 for Memorial Day weekend are here. Number 1 was X-Men Apocalypse with $80 million. Number 2 was Alice Through the Looking Glass with $34.1 million. Number 3 was the Angry Birds movie with $24.6 million. Number 4 was Captain America Civil War with $19.7 million. And rounding out the top 5, Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising with $11.4 million. And that is our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. Scott and 60 coming up in mere moments.
And look, I don't know Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, and I mostly don't care at all about either one of them. But let's say you are a woman scorned, or you're pissed, and you want to really jam it to the guy. It is kind of cosmic timing that all this happened just in time for the release of this movie, like at the time that it would do the most harm to him professionally, financially. You know, when he's out there, because he's got to go to the red carpet and do every interview and everything and all that.
Right as the movie's
as all this is getting ready to kick off, she decides to play this card. I'm skeptical just because of the timing. And here's the other thing: if you're a detective Okay, there are times. Okay, Hop plays a very, very complicated game of refrigerator roulette. He knows what's in there. He knows when he can get away with stealing it, but he also knows when there have been traps set for him. He'll come in there and he'll sniff out a trap. If you put something in there as a snare to get Hop to steal it, he'll know. Hop has been known on occasion to take things from Louis Amestoy's office, and I
find stuff.
He finds things, but I will almost every time tell him, okay, here's how much time is going to elapse before Louis notices this thing missing, and he's going to know just who took it. These two geniuses who were promoted to detective, apparently, they had a report where they pulled this car over and there were 10 pounds of methamphetamine in this car, right? And 1 pound of methamphetamine was entered into evidence. You have to know at some point the difference between the two will be noted. That means you guys disappeared and then sold 9 pounds of methamphetamine. I watched Breaking Bad. 9 pounds is a lot of methamphetamine. That's a lot of money. But how could you not think you were ever going to get caught? Did they think this was going to sit in the evidence locker until the end of time and nobody was ever going to notice this? Come on, guys. You got to be smarter than that. This is just Dumb Criminals 101 right here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
On News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Okay, I'm going to strangle that man with a. I love me some Tweak, but I'm going to murder him. I'll kill him. I will strangle him with an XLR cable. About a 6-footer is all I need. It's going to get ugly.
Why you have to threaten him? That's not good.
What am I supposed to do? Go. Please stop playing the horrible bump. Please.
You could.
I'll give you $100.
You could bargain with him. Yeah, you wouldn't. You're way overshot the mark.
Really? What is
if you had just
10?
if you had just bought him a couple of pounds of
5?
coffee, you'd have been off.
2 pounds of that Miller's Outpost coffee that he drinks.
Yeah, Satan's toenails. Or
Say whatever. Tweak, if you'll just make it stop, play me some Waylon Jennings or something. I'll buy you 2 pounds of that coffee. Is it the Amazons?
I think he buys it off Amazons. Yeah.
Has he ever tried the Scott Cox custom blend from the? Of course, after the
I
Devil's
think maybe.
Post
I don't know.
stuff.
Hey, Tweak, have you ever tried the Scott Cox custom blend?
Oh yeah, it's really good stuff too.
It is good. It's
Well,
a mild blend though. It's
your choice of the Devil's Post pile or that 2 pounds. That's a good deal to stop with the awful.
What do you say,
music.
Tweak? What is your?
You got a counter
I'll
offer?
take the custom blend. That's not a problem.
Done. Sold. Deal. I'll bring it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
If I'm not on jury duty, which I still, man,
Which
I got a
means,
good feeling.
I want nothing but B-52s for the rest of the day, Tweak. Thank you. All right, let's get to
Rock
traffic.
Lobster.
And yes?
Scott and 60's coming up. The Love Shack.
15 miles to the love.
No, we know the words. Yeah, it's fine.
Shack. It's Shack.
Yeah, like in
Love
like
Shack,
Flint.
baby.
You moron.
Love Shack.
Traffic and weather.
Hey, you need to quit yelling.
3 days off. You guys got to get me spooled right back up. I was so mellowed out.
I am so. I'm happy to be back. It's nice. You're back to work. You're all refreshed. My legs feel good. I got.
I was wondering how your legs felt.
My tum tum all full of good foods over the weekend.
Right.
Got to chill out now because I went off. Wings, pizza, barbecue, cobbler. Oh, I went num 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 all weekend long. Num 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 num. Followed by big splashes in the water. All right, let's get to traffic. Traffic's brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is your company with the pride of a lion. Why are you hitting your head up on against the thing? Don't do that, Scott. You hurt yourself there, buddy. Let's see here. No major problems reported on Bakersfield roadways at this time. Everything is moving along free and clear. And that is a good deal for a Bakersfield Tuesday, going back to work, Memorial Day. That's where the good news kind of ends. Let's get over to our weather. It's 76 degrees outside in Bakersfield, and we're looking at a high today of 102. Ooh, got the hiccups. Wednesday and Thursday, a high of 105. Friday, 107. Saturday, we're going to be up to 110, man. I'm sorry. And then Sunday, 105. The air quality is going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range at 101. So that is, if you're outside, avoid those big hunks of air that are going to try to fly into your lungs. And let's see what's going on in the stock market right now. The Dow is currently down 35 points. NASDAQ is up 10. S&P 500 is flatlining. And oil at $49.98 a barrel. 93 cents a barrel, sorry. It looked like an 8. Now it's 95. And that is our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. Scott and 60 this week, brought to you by Today Cleaners. Today Cleaners, tick-tock in by 11. Ready at 4. Today Cleaners, and they are everywhere. Get it into Today Cleaners and get it clean. One of the remarkable things about the get it in by 11 and have it ready at 4 is many, many times it will actually be ready long before 4. And you give them their number, they will actually text message you and let you know that your items are ready to be picked up. So if it's a cleaning emergency, Today Cleaners got you covered. As I said, 10 convenient locations. Also, you're automatically signed up for the TDC reward program anytime you drop anything off to get a clean, and visit their website, todaycleaners.com, for more money-saving options. Today Cleaners, get it into Today's Cleaners and get it clean. Clean, clean, clean.
Here's how Scott and 60 works under normal conditions. Hop, fresh off his 3-day weekend, brings me a piece of paper over and hands it to me. I then get 15 seconds to read it, and then I get 1 minute to comment. Thus,
You look like Kilroy.
I was fine. While walking through the zoo, you fall into a gorilla exhibit. What do you do? The first thing is there's going to be a lot of profanity. That's going to happen. Just a blue streak of profanity. There may be poop. It depends on the. Are we talking about like silverback gorillas? Because some gorillas are more dangerous than others.
Sure, some silverbacks.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my phone out. I'm going to open up the Facebook app. I'm going to type in Louis Amistoy. I'm going to get that video of him doing push-ups. And then I'm going to lean it up again, and you know those animals are going to be transfixed by that. Even those gorillas are going to be mesmerized by Louis Amistoy doing push-ups on Facebook. And while they watch it, I'll make my escape. I know I'm going to have to get another phone at the end of this. But then again, at the end of this, maybe at the end of the video, they'll just throw me the phone back. So maybe I'll show them some more Louis Amistoy workout videos. So I think I'm going to use the magic of a grown man videotaping himself doing push-ups to escape from the. I know they'd want to watch it. Can you imagine just a bunch of apes, just a bunch of damn dirty apes, just crowded around that watching? Seriously, and I don't know, how do apes communicate, Hop, like clicks and grunts, or what are they? But they can talk to one another, right?
I believe they sort of speak like this.
I don't think that with a slight British accent.
Bring me a banana.
I don't believe that's accurate at all.
And oh look, a child's fallen into my enclosure. I must go drag it through the water.
Never mind. No, no.
Look, now it's Scott Cox. I will have a discussion with him about motor
What's that
cars.
on his phone? Is that an adult person? Is that guy doing push-ups? What is wrong with that guy?
Look how stout Louis Armstrong is.
Yeah, how does that guy not have any tattoos or like a rock star hat?
May I please borrow your cell phone so I can have some private time in my little gorilla
And then
cave
you're right.
with
And then the other gorilla would be like, "Hey, dude, what's the little red dot on your head about?"
Yeah.
I watched it during.
Thank you for joining me in my enclosure, Scott.
Thank you.
Would you care to have some gorilla tea?
Gorilla tea.
We love gorilla tea here
No,
in the enclosure.
they don't.
And
They don't have tea in the enclosure.
Can I offer you a 5-day-old banana? Boy, they're really good.
Why
this
would
time of year.
gorillas have of all things, a British accent?
Here,
They're
Scott, why
from
don't you
Africa. They're from the Congo.
here try chewing on these
They
leaves? and
would
this
not-
Nice tree bark.
They
for
wouldn't
you.
have that. They would absolutely not have
Would
that.
you like to look at a copy of
We
my
had
New
a,
Yorker magazine?
These are some very evolved apes we're talking about. These are like some Roddy McDowell Planet of the Apes grade.
Don't you just
apes
love
we're dealing with.
Golden Girls?
No,
I
it's a
could watch
stupid
those
show. I
reruns
hate
forever.
that show. It's idiotic.
Oh, they let us have TV here.
You know what
constantly.
somebody did last week, Hop? Somebody called, and I've only seen I honestly think that what is it, Two Broke Girls, is maybe the dumbest thing that's ever been. That show is so stupid it hurts. I tried watching like a segment of that because somebody called and I couldn't get through it. I had to turn my TV off. It made me angry.
That makes me angry too. I often break branches.
Last night we watched the LBJ thing, the All the Way thing.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, that Bryan Cranston is a good actor.
Yeah, it's a
and
good
you know
series.
what? And shut up. Here's the thing.
Special.
If you're making up a character from scratch, Heisenberg, Walter White, you know what I mean? That's one thing, and he certainly did that well. But when you are having to assume the persona of somebody who actually existed that we have video of and pictures of, that is so much more of a challenge. And that guy pulled it off. And Stephen Root is on that. He gets to be he gets to be the FBI guy. It's a pretty fun show. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes long. But you should probably see it. It's pretty great. We're going to take us a break. When we get back, Jay Tamsey will be here from the Kern County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, because that's a thing. The 18th Annual Latino Food Festival is coming up, and a Menudo cook-off. Mexican haggis. We'll be right back. News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at bakersfield.com.
Hey, good morning. This is Charmaine Cleveland with TBC's First News, and here with what's trending at Bakersfield.com. A 13-year Bakersfield police veteran, Patrick Mara, has been named as the one-time partner of former Detective Damasio Diaz, who in a plea agreement admitted to a list of crimes while working as a cop. The crimes include taking bribes, large-scale distribution of meth, working in partnership with a known drug dealer, stealing evidence, and providing police intel to criminal partners. Mara will announce later today if he plans to take a plea deal. And 2 fatal shootings over the holiday marked the 13th and 14th homicide by guns in Bakersfield in the last 2 months. Since April 1st, there have been a total of 29 shootings and at least 23 people have been injured. And get out your sunscreen and beach towels. A heat wave is headed to Bakersfield. Triple-digit temperatures are expected in Bakersfield Wednesday through Saturday, according to the National Weather Service, just in time for June. And it's definitely going to be hot today. It's already in the 70s this morning, but let's take a look at today's high. 102 and sunny. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 105. Thursday, same temperatures. Friday, getting a little bit hotter at 107, and Saturday, finally 110. Overnight low is going to be in the low to mid 70s. Let's hope it's going to be a little cooler on Sunday. Those are your top stories. Make sure to keep a lookout on our Facebook page for more live news updates throughout the day.
This is First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. Call in now at 842-KERN. That's 842-5376 or 1-800-640-KERN. Listen live at KERNradio.com.
We are back. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com. You can reach the program at 842-KERN. That's 842-5376. You got that going for you, which is nice. We still got a bunch more news. We're going to talk about Menudo, not the band, the nigh inedible food product that Jay Tamsey will be regaling us with tales of in just a moment. Before we do all that, let's kick this hour off in style. Here's Mike Hopper in the First Look News Desk.
All right, let's get to this thing right now and get to traffic. Traffic is brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is your company with the pride of a lion. Give them a call at 397-2744. Nobody does garage doors better than King Door Company. We've had a few minor things happen here on Bakersfield roadways at this time. I'm trying to see what's going yeah, we had a minor hit and run earlier on Taft Highway at Union Avenue. No injuries were reported out there. We also have at Sunset Boulevard and Malenga Road. There is a minor hit and run out there with no injuries being reported. But beyond that, there's really no major traffic difficulties being reported out there. And having a look at the traffic, it looks like it's getting pretty much back to normal for what we get about this time of day. We've got some slowdowns on northbound 99 leading on to the eastbound 58, and that is about the extent of that. And then, of course, Rosedale Highway's got some slowdowns on it, stop-and-go traffic there as well. Let's get over to our weather, which is where the bad news is, but that bad news is not brought to you by Atlas Pool Care. To keep that pool sparkling all year long, call Atlas Pool Care at 587-3573. And if you've got a pool, you're going to be thankful for that, because we are looking at high temperatures all this week. Currently, it's 76 degrees outside, and we're looking at a high today of 102. Wednesday and Thursday, 105. Friday, 107, and Saturday we're going to be all the way up to 110 degrees, and then Sunday back down to 105. The air quality is going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range at 101, so get out there and breathe yourself a big lung full of that. Let's have a look at what's going on in the stock market right now. Currently, the Dow is down 51 points. NASDAQ is up 10 points. S&P 500 is flatlining, and oil is at $49.88 a barrel. That is our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Thanks, Mike Hopper, in the First Look News Desk.
Yes, sir.
Jay Tamsey makes these breakfast burritos. They're terrific. And here's the thing. A lot of people will bring in, like in a paper towel or just in a Ziploc bag or whatnot. Not Jay. He carefully wraps these things in paper.
They're awesome is what
right? And then he puts that in aluminum and then carefully wraps it. Again, look at that. That's beautiful craftsmanship.
And the chili comes in a little container.
Yeah, you have the
and
little
the
cups.
brown bag.
It's like a restaurant. It's like something you got at a restaurant.
You're right.
But since you've mentioned a number of times that you make these at home in your kitchen, that's how we know. It's true. Is it really time for the Latino Food Festival again?
It is. It's right around the corner.
It's a big event, man.
It's a huge event. It's about 10,000 plus folks that turn out there. So we're looking forward to the little, cooler weather. Only 105.
What day is this? What day is this happening?
Sunday.
Yeah, it should be about $1.05.
Yeah.
Perfect for eating menudo. You're going to be sweating anyway because they have a jalapeno eating contest.
A jalapeno eating contest, and we have adult beverages. Let's say that.
Well, you're going to need that.
Yeah, you'll need that. We have tons of stuff out there: shaved ice, food, of course, the Menudo cook-off, and then we're having Los Lonely Boys out there.
That's a good band, boy.
They are. They're a great band, and of course, Mento Brew.
Also a great band.
Also a great band.
Our friend Matt Munoz is in that band.
Yes, Matt.
So how does the jalapenos? Are we talking about just raw jalapenos?
Yeah. Raw jalapenos out of the can. Basically, you come in and you sign
out of the can.
You sign.
What about off the vine? What are you just freshly picked jalapenos?
Freshly picked jalapenos that go into a can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then but they're not like rings. They're
they're
whole
full on
whole peppers. Okay.
Yeah, whole peppers.
Because that way you get all the seeds.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of the key to this thing. If you're in a competitive pepper eating contest, is avoiding the seeds.
Right, and you can't use your hands.
Okay, well, that takes away you can't cheat then.
Nope, you cannot.
Because you could theoretically hold on to the stem of one of these things and sort of gnaw around it and then just pull the little core with the pods on it right out of there.
You can. That's why it's all ages. The jalapeno eating contest, we had a 9-year-old last year and called again. He signed up.
Well,
then
of course, defend his title.
Winner takes all. So
now, if they had, let's say, a Count Chocula eating contest, my money would be on Matt Munoz. Any of your major sugary breakfast cereals, my money's on Matt.
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed. Yeah. So it's going to be a really good day. So Sunday, June 5th at the Kerr County Fairgrounds from, 11 to 7. We have entertainment all day, food. As I mentioned.
What time is Mento Brew going to be on the stage?
They should be on by 12 o'clock.
Nah, I was kind of hoping it'll be later. I want to see Matt Munoz and those guys on the stage just in the hottest part of the day, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just watch those guys melt up there. See what they're made out of.
Are you sure you don't want to see the mariachis?
It's because they're going to be in all the gear with the hats and the outfits and all that stuff.
Yeah, full force.
That's tough, man. Those are tough people.
Hey, it's Kern County. We're used to the weather.
People say that, but I don't think 105 is it. That's not even weather. That's an emergency condition. That's when you call 911. What's your emergency? It's 105. We'll send somebody right over.
Thank God for Mayor Hall. We have Hall ambulance out there.
That's a good point. Yeah, 4 or 5 for people that collapse and eating jalapeno. And the menudo thing is for real. That's a contest.
Yeah, but the contest ends at 3:30, and then that's when the judging begins. So you can go out there and taste the menudo after the judging. So during the day, you can enjoy the entertainment. We have lots of like cooling stations out there this year, and yeah, lots of entertainment. Los Lonely Boys.
That's a really good band.
They are.
That sounds like a good time.
It is. It's going to be a great time out
And-
there.
and
This
this
is the Chamber's largest fundraiser of the year, so we're hoping that folks come out, support the Chamber.
Well, you know they will. They're just going to pack them in, man.
Yeah.
You got great food, great bands. That's all in this town. That's all people need is just an excuse to party.
And beer.
Beer's also good. That's a good point. And I'm sure Ken Willett and the good folks over at Advanced Beverage will be taking care of business.
You know what? Ken is going to take care of business. He's bringing out those limeritas as well.
It's a pretty good beverage.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little can. You got to get 8 or 9 of them.
Well, he said he's bringing out the 16 ounces. I don't know.
See, the ones we got, the one they have at the Fest Strip are the little can.
The little ones.
Which is probably, I don't know, it's fine.
Yeah. So we'll have all that stuff out there. We'll have something for everybody.
All right, come on out. 11 to 7 Saturday.
Sunday.
No, Saturday it's 110. You don't do it on. It's too hot.
No, we wouldn't want
It's going to seem cool on Sunday after Saturday. That's what Saturday's job is to make Sunday seem cooler.
Exactly.
All right, brother.
We'll be setting up on Saturday, so it'll be kind of warm for us. But we're looking forward to a great event.
By your own admission, we're used to it. It's Kern County. It gets hot here. It's just part of it.
It sure is.
So I want to see you out there.
All right.
In a jacket, the whole thing out there on Saturday, setting up tables and easy ups and doing the whole deal.
So this year, pre-sale tickets, $15. They can call our office, 633-5495, or $20 at the door.
Simple. If it was just Mento Buru, it's worth $20.
It is.
You add in Los Lonely Boys and Menudo and
5 other bands.
Jeez. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal.
It is.
And the Menudo tasting that's pretty smart doing that after the judges are done. Got that locked in.
But there will be Menudo for sale at 11 o'clock in the morning. But you can't taste the sampling of the Menudo until 3:30.
Well, obviously. And then you could wait and buy it later because by then you'd know who the champion was. You could take home champion Menudo.
Right. The bragging rights. Best Menudo in Kern County.
Jay Tamsey's president of the Kern County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, 18th Annual Latino Food Festival and Menudo Cook-Off Sunday, 11 to 7. Wear a hat, drink a lot of water.
Bring your lawn chair.
Obviously.
A small umbrella.
And an ambulance. And dial 911 on your phone and be ready to hit send. Jay, it's good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, as always.
We got to get a break on. We'll be right back.
Them burritos is nummy. Thank you, Jay.
You're very welcome. Homemade.
Lisa Plank will be here, marketing director for Manowar. They got a bunch of summer activities coming up, for not just for children, also for adults. We'll find out what that's about after this. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Lord, it's the same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Where do we take it from here? Rhinestone suits and...
Boy, do I feel better. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 8:20 in the a.m. Thank you, Tweak. You got 2 pounds of coffee coming, brother. 8:20 in the a.m. here on the First Look program. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. And yeah, I'll weigh it out. I'll make sure it's the full amount. We're streaming live on the internet at bakersfield.com. That's true. You can reach the program at 842-KERN, 842-5376. We got the latest on the monkey getting shot, the silverback. I don't know if the memorial nurses are still picketing. I haven't. They were on Friday, but I don't know what the latest on that is. We'll find out. Apparently, the mailbox theft is one community here in town. I'm sorry for laughing, but the end of the story gets pretty funny. It's their community mailbox. The bad guys were just tearing the back off of it because it was a flimsy piece of junk and taking all the mail out. See, why break into the front part of it when the back part of it is vulnerable? So they bought they got a new one, the thicker, heavier gauge one. And Friday, somebody just chained it up to the car and took the whole thing. Just pulled it right off its little pedestal there. Just wow, you know. And they called the cops, and the cops are like, well, you know, this is this is for the Postal Service. This is the Postmaster General, Inspector General is the guy that handles all this stuff. So they apparently they called them and didn't get a response. It's the post office, kids, and I don't know why that's funny to me, but I'm sorry you people getting your stuff stolen, but if you thought dealing with the post office was the way to get something done, you might want to take a look at their balance sheets for the last forever. They're not really doers. So I hope this is all gets figured out. But do what most people are doing: just get a post office box or have your stuff delivered to work. Because we now live in a system where you cannot get mail delivered to your home anymore. Ben Franklin never saw this coming. It's 8:22 in the morning. Here's Mike Hopper in the First Look News Desk with what is up. You got nothing?
What do you want me to tell you? That it's going to be really hot again?
No, I don't want you to say that ever. In fact, my wife yesterday said, just lie. She said, I like it when Hop lies about the weather because at least your brain gets to escape for a few seconds. You know what I mean?
You want me to do a pseudo report?
I tell you what. Let's just transfer in the Cayucas numbers. Can we do that?
No, here, hold on. I can do that. Hold on just a second. Just give me a half a second here because I'll do you one better.
All right.
I'll do you one
Anchorage?
better. Hold on. No, I'm going to do let me think. Where would be
I don't know where I don't know. The little wheels are turning.
Yeah, I know.
The little monkey in your brain is clapping his cymbals together as fast as he can go. But
I'm gonna look at the thing with the thing.
Hop is now, for those of you listening in, wondering what he is now looking at the thing with the thing. Or maybe you could do like the traffic.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. Currently the temperature is 59 degrees.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a high today of only 77.
Perfect.
Wednesday,
nice.
a high of 76. Thursday, a high of 70 with a 20% chance of rain.
Oh, yeah, we'll take that.
Friday, a high of 78 with a 10% chance of rain. And then Saturday, a high, it's going to get 81 degrees. And then by Sunday, we're going to be all the way up to 83 degrees.
83?
Absolutely.
That's warm.
And then maybe by next Monday, we're going to have a chance of some more rain. If we lived in Seattle, Washington.
Home of the Seahawks.
But we don't. We live in Bakersfield, California, where the temperature is currently 78 degrees at 8:24 in the morning.
4:20.
And we're looking at a high today of 102. Tomorrow, Wednesday, a high of 105. Thursday, 105. Friday, 107. Saturday, 110. Sunday, 105. Monday, 102. And then Tuesday of next week, 97 degrees. Wednesday, 94. And by Thursday of next week, we'll be down to 92 degrees.
Well, there you go. So there's
a little reprieve inside.
for those of us who survive the next week. there'll be a little reprieve at the end of it as we'll get down into the low 90s.
Traffic is chugging along okay right
Weather
now.
will be
There's
nice.
no major issues in traffic, and I'm keeping an eye on
the pool. The pool will warm up quite a bit in the next several days.
Now,
I'll
when
say
you
that.
jumped into the pool this weekend, was it coldy?
Not cold. It was quite nice. Look, there's always okay. There's the differential between the outside temperature and the temperature of the water.
Right.
And if you get out there on let's say the weather outside is 100 degrees and the pool water is about 82, that's a really nice differential. It's not it's not off by a ton, but because see what happens is come August, the pool water gets so warm that you're not doing yourself that much of a favor when you jump in because the water's warm.
Yeah.
I will in people with pools in Bakersfield, you swim all the way down to the bottom. That's where the cold water is.
Right.
It's in layers. But right now it's a little too chill, but I guarantee you by, let's say, Saturday after a few days of 100 degrees, it'll get perfect.
It's going to get warm. Do you go night swimming a lot? Or do you,
lot.
Really?
So much. I'm in there. Dude, I got a monitor. I got like a 50-inch computer monitor that I hang on the fence. I got a Blu-ray player that plugs right into that. And I can just swim around or float around, watch a movie outside. I invented that, by the way. Everybody else is doing that now. I invented that. I will live in that pool in the summertime. And Oliver is basically a tadpole. He could be in the next Finding Nemo movie. He will get in that pool at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you have to make him get out to eat lunch. You have to drag him out of the pool, kicking and screaming, and then 5 seconds after he sucks down that sandwich, ploosh.
Don't you find, though, that it's been my experience being around little kids in pools that when they go crazy in the pool, they don't want to get out, they don't want to eat, they don't want to do it, and you make them get out and you eat, and then they got to sit there, and they're begging you, well, I don't want to get back in the pool. Now you get cramps, you'll die.
No, it's not true. That's actually
I know that, but a lot of people do that.
Get back in there.
But in any case, sometimes they swim and they throw up in the pool. So it's
never
good
seen
for them
that.
Oh, you've never seen a little kid throw up in a pool from swallowing
I have.
pool water?
I'll tell you this right now. I have eaten a sandwich in the pool while floating in the pool.
Oh, me too.
Oh, okay. I thought at the time it seemed pretty gross.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I am now eating. I mean, I drink in the pool.
It's very much like it's like a Better Call Saul thing where you have the little flotation device.
Yeah, I was like
just for the chips and dip on the side.
Didn't do that, but I have
But you got to have that.
I've had the cake say, "Hey, dinner," and like in August, just hand it to me. So I'll eat it as I float.
But the point I was making is so they swim and they swim and they swim. And it's like, okay, get out of the pool. I want to get out of the pool. Come on, we're going to watch a movie. Okay. And they wrap it in towel and they sit on the couch. And 2 seconds later, they are gone to the world.
Oh, yeah.
Because all their little kid energy pills are all spent up.
Yeah.
And they gotta refresh.
Right.
So.
And here's the best thing about having that new Fast Trip store at Auburn and Fairfax. That's it. That's Oliver's jam. Grandpa, can we go to Fast Trip? You bet we can. Go in there and get you a Gatorade, some Famous Amos cookies, and hang out in the cold cave for 5 minutes.
Famous Amos cookies are the best. I'm glad he likes the Famous Amos.
No, he may. I don't know, and maybe a phase. I don't really know. But people say this, and I always want to hit them with a chair. I don't want to have. And people, come on. I don't have. I'll never use a pool. I don't even want a pool, and that's a lie. That's what you say because you're too cheap to get a pool. I would never use it. Bull S. There is never nobody in my pool from, I guarantee you, starting about Wednesday right through till about, I don't know, Halloween. There will be somebody, usually more than one, in that pool. I get up in the summertime in the middle of July. Dude, I will get in the pool at 4 o'clock in the morning in lieu of taking a shower on a hot day. In the night times, you turn the air conditioning on upstairs, you go get in the pool for about 10, 15 minutes. You just get your core temperature down, and you sleep so much better.
It's
a little bit of exercise.
When the air conditioning is running at peak, and you get in the shower, and you turn the water down, gradually to where it's just nothing but cold water pouring on you.
Then you get out,
and then you get out, and that cold, beautiful feeling that comes over you. No. And then let yourself air dry. So you walk around the house,
right?
You're dangling. Everything's all going nice,
I don't know even why that's
a
thing.
Dude, you're dripping, you're dangling. Things are nice.
Yeah. Then you get your iPad and you watch Lewis. Oh, I wonder if Lewis has posted any more pictures of him exercising.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
that.
he has.
Yeah.
That's
you kind of watching that. You got to put a towel down on the couch though, because you don't want to leave no marks.
You don't want to leave no marks.
Yeah, you leave little wet marks. It'll be in the shape of your butt. You can't have that. And then the cat comes around, and you're like, "No, kitty, I don't want no fur."
It's a scary dark ride, isn't it?
You eat a banana. It's all good.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take us a break. If she hasn't run away in horror, Lisa Plank will be joining us. She's a marketing director from NOR. Talk about summer activities, not just for the kids, but for the adults.
We're going to have to walk.
You know, the people are finding out now, thanks to the magic of the First Look program, that they have these, food, they're serving food at the libraries. I'm amazed at the number of people who are against Measure F that found out that we're feeding people and are now even more against it. Like, why are the libraries feeding people? It's this Measure F thing's going to get weird. You wait and see. But we've still got some time to work on it. We'll be right back. It's First Look. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
Now, more of First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Oh, yeah, me too. Before they, oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's 8:34. In the morning, yeah. His first look program is News Talk 1180. The new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com. We still have business to conduct. You can reach the program at 842-KERN, 842-5376. We got that going on. We're going to talk about NOR and summer stuff, not just for children's, but for grown-ups as well. We need some activities for Hop. I get the sense that he's got too much time on his hands. At any rate, speaking of which, here is the aforementioned Mike Hopper in the First Look News Desk. He's going to tell you about our weather coming up for the next week, which is just, there's only one word to describe it, delightful.
That's not the word I would have used, but it's to each his own. Let's get to traffic first of all, and see what's going on here in the greater Bakersfield area as far as your traffic goes. There are no major problems being reported by the CHP, and a refresh of the map shows that it's all green and go and clear and nice, and that's pretty cool. So continue to have a safe commute this Tuesday morning, coming out of a long Memorial Day weekend. Let's have a look at our weather. And by the way, that traffic was brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is company with pride of Lion. Give them a call at 397-2744. Okay, weather is brought to you by Atlas Pool Care. To keep that pool sparkling all year long, call Atlas Pool Care at 587-3573. It's currently 77 degrees outside in Bakersfield, and we're looking at a high today of 102. Wednesday will be 105. Thursday will be 105. Friday will be 107. 107. Saturday is going to be 110 degrees. And then Sunday it'll be back to 105. So that's about the only way I can describe it. The air quality is going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range at 101. So if you're outside breathing air, dodge those big hunks of bad air that are going to be floating around out there. Let's have a look at what's going on in stocks. The Dow is currently down 66 points. NASDAQ is up 9. S&P 500 is down 2. And oil is at $49.89 a barrel. That's our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Thanks, Mike Hopper in the First Look News Desk. Lisa Plank is here. She's all tan from her latest exotic Caribbean vacation.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. You are the marketing director for NOR.
I am indeed.
North of the river. I've played softball out there.
Used to?
A long time ago. Nah, I'm semi-retired from the softball.
Nothing's stopping you from playing.
My grandson played t-ball at NOR. Did pretty well, I think.
I think you should get back into the softball.
I might. I always say that, but then you know what? I might do it anyway. What the hell?
Play the Sunday Night Church League with us.
There's only two kinds of leagues that I will never play in again, and that's church and law enforcement, because they're the most violent, cheating, dangerous leagues that you can be a part of.
They're a wild bunch.
You will get hurt. You know what I mean?
They're a wild bunch. Maybe basketball is your sport then. We have adult basketball league.
No, I like to play. I'm really terrible at it, as it turns out.
Oh,
just awful.
Maybe you didn't get invited back.
And I play tennis like 4 days a week. It doesn't leave a lot of extra time. But softball, I could see playing.
You could squeeze it in. We have various nights of the week for adult softball.
There you go. Well, yeah, because NOR, it's, when you think summer activities, people think, well, the kids and all, which is, you do need to find stuff for your kids to do.
True.
But you guys got tons of stuff for grown-ups as well.
We do, but some of the things we have for grown-ups are just finding things for your kids to do.
Yeah.
And freeing up that time to run errands or swim in the pool.
Bingo. I tell you what.
Undisturbed.
You know what the best thing is in the world? After your kids move out, everything on the property is now mine. So I can go swimming by myself.
Right.
That's awesome. Or whatever else I want to do on the day. I don't know. There's no way I can't do this because the kid's in there or whatever the thing is. It's, man, whoever said that empty nest thing, those people are full of crap. Empty nest syndrome is the greatest thing in the world. You get all of the stuff that you paid for. You get to use it whenever you want.
It's all yours again.
It's like being at Disneyland on a day when there was lightning storms and they shut it down or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm for it.
You're all for it?
Yeah.
Empty nesting?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Come home from work, there's 35 kids in my pool. What is going on out there? It looks like Caddyshack.
I'm a big fan of the empty nest.
See, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
But people are like, oh, it's so sad my kids moved away. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Well, so what do you have for the youngsters at the NOR?
Well, first of all, one of the biggest things that happened was late last week. We got word from the Land and Water Conservation Fund that we were awarded $422,000 to complete the North Beardsley Skate Park that we were in here talking to you about a few months ago.
Right.
So we will be able to
$422,000.
$422,000. It should cover most, if not all, of the actual construction of the skate park.
Nice.
So, of course, you don't pour concrete in the summertime because that's a bad idea.
Right.
So we won't start construction until the weather breaks in the fall. But it's going to move along a lot faster now.
Okay.
So-
No, you think you pour concrete when it's hot. Ooh, it'll cure faster. No, it's...
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Especially that much concrete.
All right.
All right, moving on. We have all kinds of things
Are you
going
going to
on.
mention pickleball? It's
We're
a rage. It's all the rage.
It is. It's sweeping the nation.
It is.
And we are looking for ways to start pickleball out at Green Acres, probably. We've done a little research. One
Call
of the best.
Paul Andre. He'll walk you through it. Did you see him in the paper?
I didn't.
I'll show you.
Okay.
He's like the Pied Piper of pickleball.
We did a little reconnaissance. One of the best things about working for a park district is that we get to try everything out.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So we went down to the Bakersfield Racquet Club and got some lessons and had a little
Oh,
pickleball.
you did? Well, I wish
yes,
I'd have
indeed.
known. Who did? Art Sherwin?
Yes,
Okay. He knows what's up.
he does. So it was great fun. And we're looking for ways to get that started so that we can put
Well,
that
I will
into-
volunteer the time of Paul and Art. Take as much of their time as you need.
I appreciate that. We really want to make that happen because we've heard it's sweeping the nation.
It's pretty great. It's kind of a sport, but not really.
It was fun. I have to tell you.
No, it's 4 people can go out and have a good time, and you don't have to be in great shape or have great knees or great any of that. That's why old people love it.
It's surprising. It was surprising how much fun it was. So we are looking into doing that. Would be a great adult thing to do.
There you go.
Yep, probably set up at Green Acres is what we're looking at doing.
Good for you.
So to kick off the summer, Operation Just Keep Swimming. We're going to reopen, rededicate. We just did some restorative work to the NOR pool, which has needed it. And we're going to do this grand reopening of the pool on Saturday, June 11th. It's
That's
going
my
to be
grandson's birthday.
free.
It's the day before my birthday.
You know how much you love free stuff.
I do.
So it's free. It's from 11 to 1 at the NOR pool. It is limited to the first 200 people.
200?
200 people, because that's all the pool can hold. There's going to be some refreshments. And better than that, if you have never seen them, we are the first organization that's going to have Whibbits in our pools this summer.
Say what now?
Whibbits.
What is that?
Whibbits are obstacle-type pool toys, like
Oh,
Wipeout.
okay. I was going to say, I'd call Brad Ward if I saw Whibbits in my pool.
Kind of a type of, if you've seen Wipeout on TV, the obstacle course inflatable pools. We are getting a whole bunch of those. Actually, we already have them. So
No way.
Again, little staff testing out here pretty soon, and then we'll have the big unveiling at the NOR pool for Operation Just Keep Swimming.
I like it
I thought
already.
if you had Whibbits in your pool, you'd have a lot of frogs because they always hop around and go Whibbits.
But then again, so if you've never seen them, go
Didn't
to
even acknowledge that. Wait, Lisa, thank you.
Whibbitsports.com. But we will have them available at our recreation swims at the NOR pool and possibly Green Acres, and available for rent for
Now,
people.
and so the idea is it's like something you climb on and
It
fall
is.
off
There's
of
all
it,
kinds.
and
Yes.
hilarity ensues. Or
Hilarity ensues. It's
Right.
great fun. We're going to see for ourselves here in the next week or so.
can you get like 2 people on them and they like fight with those giant Q-tips
We
and try to
don't
knock each
want
other
them
out?
to joust, but there are room on there for some of the obstacles.
I would check
Yes.
into the company, but I would want that at my house.
You would.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quite big. So if you have a big pool,
I do.
You might have room for the jousting one.
Well, you need, because I'm telling you right now, the one thing that you don't want, and this is just a free tip, the worst rash of injuries that I ever went through in my life is when we had the basketball goal on our pool.
Ooh.
That is just, you catch elbows in the face all the time. You hit, it sucks. It's dangerous.
This is far less dangerous.
So that's what I'm saying. I might go the Whibbit route next
I
time.
think so. I think you should look into it.
All right.
Movies in the park. We didn't talk about that last time, but we do free movies in the park as well. So the next one up is July 8th, the Minion movie.
Oh, who doesn't love that?
I love some Minions. I do. At San Loren Park. So you bring your blankets and your
I don't know
snacks.
where that is.
It's on Mohawk, just south of Hageman. It's a
Oh,
little
okay.
park right there.
All right.
So you bring your blanket and your chairs and get comfy.
Bag of
and-
popcorn?
Yes, but there's also refreshments there. If
Oh,
you don't
okay,
want-
well, no, you
you
don't
can
have to
bring
take
your
your
own. And then August 5th at Liberty Park, it's going to be Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
No. We watched that Saturday.
It'll be a good movie in the park. Hopefully, it won't be too terribly hot.
Well, what are you going to do?
So we got some new things too. Little dance club, teen dance club to keep the teens out of trouble.
Teens love the dancing.
They do. So Club
that.
M&A is going to start on June 10th. It'll be
I think
open.
that's the dance club Hop goes to. Pretty sure.
Is that where it goes? Fridays and Saturday nights, $17. Lots of great fun. some VIP booths available. We're doing it with the folks at Talladega Ranch, so it will be at our River Lakes facility, but out on the Talladega Ranch property that they rent
nice. Well,
from
they got
us.
plenty of room to do that.
They
got
do
parking and the whole
indeed.
deal.
They do. So we're going to see how that goes, but thought the teens needed some things to do, not just the little ones.
Teens need activities, otherwise they get on drugs.
And they get into
they're
trouble.
pregnant, and
then
then
they
they're
annoy
in
their
prison.
parents. It's all
right?
bad.
Yeah.
It's all bad. You don't want any of that.
No, you got to keep those teens. You got to keep them active.
Right. Tots. How old is Oliver?
He's 5.
Oh, this is perfect for him. Right up his alley. Tot Olympics.
Really? He'd be into that.
Tot Olympics is the greatest thing ever.
Okay,
it is one of my favorite things.
What do they do? What are the activity? What are the divisions?
Well, you get separated into red, white, and blue teams, of course.
Right.
And then there's all types of obstacles and relay races and just an hour in the mornings at River Lakes. Yes. And then on the last day, there's the actual Olympics, and there's a ceremony, and there's the American flag.
Wow. Does everybody get a medal, though?
Yes.
See? There you go. Oliver would not be down with that. He'd
would
be
not
like,
be
I
down
outran
with
that kid by a ton, and we got the same medal, and then he would just leave in disgust.
We do so much for Tots, but Tot Olympics is one of the most fun things. We do Tot basketball. We have a little Tot sport camp that we do.
Aww.
They all start in June, so you want to check those out. The Blaze Kids Clinic is coming up June 25th.
Outstanding.
Yes. You have to register by June 3rd.
You have to.
Or you're not getting a T-shirt.
And then you got no shirt at the end, and the other kids have shirts.
Everybody has shirts. You won't get a shirt, but
You
you
don't wanna
will
be
get a
left out of
ticket
that.
to a Blaze game. You're going to get lunch. You'll get the T-shirt if you sign up by June 3rd.
Excellent.
It's $30. And you get a clinic with the Blaze players, and you get to have pictures taken with them all out at Sam Lynn.
That's a lot going on.
It is a lot going on.
You guys
There's
are
so much
busy out
more.
there. You work hard, don't you?
And are you a soccer guy?
No, I hate soccer.
Me too. But I shouldn't say that because we have
It's
these
too late.
two
It's out there
great,
now, and it'll be
well, everybody
forever.
knows I hate soccer, so that's
good. Me
that's
too.
not news.
I've been very open about that.
We have these great new Challenger sports camps, which are a British-style soccer camp and a Brazilian-style soccer camp. That
So you play drunk then?
I'm not quite sure, but I know that the players come from both those countries,
Yeah.
and it's pretty exciting. It's part of a new
No, it's
curriculum
not.
that
It's
they
soccer.
teach.
Soccer is
I'm
not
telling you, it's
soccer
exciting.
is the opposite of exciting.
We're saying that it's exciting
It's
for
nature's
these kids.
Ambien. That's what it is.
But those things all start in June. British soccer camps in June.
Are you guys doing anything for
Brazilian-
my birthday at all? Are you got any kind of a
Well, you know, if you come
commemorative?
out to Operation Just Keep Swimming the day before your birthday, we're going to rededicate the pool. You could check out the Whibbits.
And
We
then,
got those just
and then
for
at
you.
midnight, we crank out the margarita machine and the disco balls and
Right.
get with it.
Right.
Party time.
Party time
I like it.
at Operation Just Keep Swimming.
All right.
We have so much going on. So
How do people find out more?
norfun.org.
NOR, that's NOR Fun. NORFUN.
Lots of tabs. Check out the sports camps tabs if you're looking for something for your kids to do.
Oh, I
if
see,
you're
yeah.
an adult, lots of sports. We're getting ready to start summer basketball league, summer softball league, indoor soccer. Lots of things going on for the adults.
I still have my softball gear. I may actually do that. All right. Will you keep up the good work?
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna run the toddler Olympics by Oliver. See what he thinks.
June 20th, and then there's another one in July. I'm telling you.
He'll be
it
6
is
then. I'm assuming is he still a toddler?
4
at
to 6, yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right,
Yeah.
he's still in. He's at the top end of the. He'd be like the Jim Thorpe of tots.
I'm telling you, it's the best hour you'll spend for an entire week.
I believe you.
9 to 10.
You never lied to me before. As
I
far as
have
I know.
not. I'm
All
not
right.
going to start now.
Lisa Plank is the marketing director for NOR. She does a really good job. So if you're looking for something to do for you or yours this summer, and you are, NORfun.com. Pretty simple. Give it a look. We're going to take us a break. We'll be right back. It's First Look. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN, and we're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
Now, First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Steve.
Hey, we're there, Steve.
I'm not Steve. I'm not. He may actually think my name is Steve. Hey, welcome back. It's the First Look program. It's News Talk 11. He doesn't play pickleball. News Talk 1180, the new 96.1. KERN does do that from time to time. Streaming live on the internet at bakersfield.com.
Oh, look, I'm at the beach and I'm high.
There's a lot of people downtown are members of the Racket Club just so they can use the pool. Herb lives like 2 blocks away, so why would? Of course, you go down to the pool and you swim.
I don't know.
A lot of
the other
people
day,
do.
I got it. You know, I get up in the morning really early and I having coffee and I look out in the yard sometimes, and most times there's just nothing going on. The sprinklers.
Herb's out there,
sound asleep on the lawn, and I was like, "What?" You know, and I mean,
that's
like,
weird because you live way out in the Southwest.
Yeah,
right?
I do, and completely nude. And I was like, "Herb, what are you doing?" I was,
yeah.
I said, well, you want to come in? No. Okay. You want something to eat? No. Well, what are you doing? I don't know.
Did he mention Steve at all?
And then I went and got a cup of coffee and came back and he was gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, he gets around.
All of this, by the way, is based on a true story where after tennis one night, I was driving home down Pine Street and there was this disheveled, skinny, mostly nude person walking not down the sidewalk, but down the middle of the street. And seriously, when you see that, you think, okay, I need to help this guy. And that's when you pull over and you're like,
with a $5 bill in your hand or something. Hey, buddy.
You just walk him over and set him down on the curb, and are you okay? And then you go, okay, maybe you'd use the sidewalk for a while because you don't want someone to get hit by a car. It was like just getting dark, and it was Herb. And he had just gotten into the pool at the Racket Club and then to cool down before walking home. And why he was in the middle of the street is still a mystery to me because I can't tell a word he says. I don't understand what he's saying. I don't think he knows what my name is for real. But that's okay. It was good. But he got home safely. I know that. So there you go. Richard Bean will be here at 9 o'clock today. Steve Mayer's coming on today. Big fan of the Steve Mayer. He's a good guy. How come Mayer's never on the show?
He's mayor of the town, right?
No, that's Harvey Hall. Steve Mayer is the guy that owns the ambulance company. You idiot. All right.
Steve Mayer, he's a horse guy, right? Because he got mayors.
That's fine. You know what? That's my fault for letting. Yeah. I started it.
Well, tell us all what's spectacular about Steve Mayer.
He's a great musician. He's got an appreciation for good music.
Okay.
That's
what else?
He's a legitimately nice guy. That's
okay. What else?
I mean, there's some people.
Why is Richard Breen bringing him in here to talk?
Probably talk about his latest article.
Okay.
So but I mean, I like he's one of those.
Steve's a good guy.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's a good guy. I mean, like all the time though, not like you see him later and they don't like acknowledge you or. When they mention you in their article, like change your name because they're embarrassed to be or whatever. He doesn't do stuff like that. So he's a neat guy. So I say, way to go, Steve Mayer. At any rate, we have these sobriety checkpoints. Now I'm anti-DUI like nobody's business. I'd like to see some people go to prison, and we got like these recidivists who just have multiple DUIs. It's obviously a big problem, but. The dumbest thing we do in reaction to that, and is we have these DUI checkpoints, whereas we'll take a grip of cops, like all of the cops. Now, when they got budget problems, what'll happen is they get the thing from the head office that says no overtime. You knuckleheads, you knock off the overtime, and that means they can't. But they're union guys like, hey, we're supposed to get like a certain amount of overtime. So what they do is they get grant money to have these checkpoints. Whereas a whole bunch of these guys will sit out there for like 9 hours and not really do much of anything. And in this particular case, arrest 3 people on suspicion of drunken driving. And by the way, that's not even the scam. This is about nicking people's cars. They do not call this a check for people with no driver's license checkpoint, but that's pretty much what it is. There's no money in the DUI thing at all. You got to put up the Klieg lights. You got to get like 100 cops. You got to cordon off the whole deal, a lot of cones, a lot of stuff. And a lot of equipment. It's expensive. And so you nick 3 drunk drivers, but you'll catch a bunch of people Look, it's easy to spot somebody driving who's drunk because the weaving and all of the stuff, they're either texting or they're drunk or both. But somebody driving without a driver's license or maybe it's been suspended or whatnot, you can't spot that. Very difficult to filter those people out. These checkpoints, they reel them in, and we keep their car, and we take your car. There's money in that. That adds up pretty quick. So we get the grant money from the state, which covers the overtime of the whole deal. We're not really looking for drunks. Look, if you got 25 cops out there working 8 hours, if you just took 3 or 4 of those guys and set them loose anywhere near bars at night, they're going to arrest. They're going to find 3 drunks every 20 minutes. This isn't about drunks at all, but we do, we nick a lot of cars and we find people who don't have license. And that's good too. We can't have people driving without driver's licenses. But in this particular case, they set this one up in the 4600 block of Stockdale Highway from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. They screened 1,706 vehicles. 5 drivers were detained for evaluation. 3 were drunk. But by the way, 40 were cited for having no driver's license or driving on a suspended license. 40. So on the upside, we got 40 new cars now. It's a good deal, I guess, for everybody. It keeps us safer or whatever the deal is.
Yeah, it does. I mean, whatever. It does. It does.
The only
drunks off the street, man.
It's not about drunks. Come on. If any one of those cops could have arrested 3 drunks, this is from 7 to 2. Let's say you and I are Ponch and John from the popular television program Chips. And let's say that Louis Amistoy is Gutierrez. He's the guy, right? And he sends us out on our Kawasaki KZ 1300s and says, you guys go out and nick some drunks. How many drunks do you think we could get on a Saturday night between 7 and 2?
If 50? That's all our job was to do that, but police on patrol don't do that.
Right.
Police on patrol respond to people being beaten or people being shot or there's a fire at a house or they've got to be there or they've got to be there and they got to be there or they got to be there.
Right. But
so there's a lot of times, even if you see a car weave and you're on your way to a murder investigation,
but that's
you can't do that. So that's the whole point, man. This is strictly for that.
We got to take a break. We'll be right. You're so dumb. We'll be right back with Richard Bean, News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. This is First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. Call in now at 842-KERN. That's 842-5376 or 1-800-640-KERN. Listen live at KERNradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9:06 in the a.m. here on the First Look program, News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN, streaming live on the internet at bakersfield.com. Don't forget, tomorrow's our 1,000th show. I think there's a 50-50 chance I'll be here. That's my mathematics. We will see. At 5:30 tonight, I got to call the thing again and see if I'm on. They need me in there tomorrow morning. I think this short week's working in my favor. I'll bet you. I think I'm going to skate on account of the Memorial Day short week.
Hop is going to eat 1,000 chicken nuggets tomorrow. Right?
No.
Okay.
That's
He might. We're 3 cobblers. At any rate, here is the aforementioned Michael Hopper in the First Look news desk with what's up.
I like the fact that you like sending me cat photographs over the weekend and things. So.
You're welcome.
Workout
Absolutely.
videos from Lewis.
I watch workout
and
videos
cat
from
videos.
Lewis and get cat videos from and cat pictures from Richard.
And that's really all you need, entertainment-wise.
It makes my weekend.
Yeah.
A single tear runs down my cheek. All right, let's get down here and have a look at what's going on with traffic. Traffic brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is your company with the pride of a lion. Give them a call at 397-2744. Nobody does garage doors better than King Door Company. The CHP is not reporting any major problems on Bakersfield roadways at this time, and having a look at the map, our problems are few and far between. We do have some slowdowns on Rosedale Highway, a couple of slowdowns on 23rd, 24th Street, but other than that, Bakersfield traffic is moving along splendidly this morning, and that is a good deal. Let's have a look at our weather, and I will apologize in advance. Weather is brought to you by Atlas Pool Care. To keep that pool sparkling all year long, call Atlas Pool Care at 587-3573. It's currently 80 degrees in the morning, 80 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning here in Bakersfield, and we're looking at a high today of 102. But wait, it gets better. Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to be 105. Oh, we're not done yet. By Friday, it's going to be all the way up to 107. Hold your breath, because Saturday, 110 degrees. And then on
I believe this is the first Richard Bean is hearing of this.
And then on Sunday, we're going to be back down to 105. So summer is here, ladies and gentlemen. And if it's your first summer in Bakersfield, welcome. Willkommen. Let's have a look. Oh, the air quality is going to be healthy for sensitive groups range. So if you're outside breathing at all, make sure you duck and weave behind those huge clumps of really bad air.
That scale
let's
is
have
flawed.
let's have a look at our stocks right now. The Dow is currently down 93 points. NASDAQ is up 1 point. S&P 500 is down 5. And oil is currently trading at $49.86 a barrel. And that is our news desk at this time. News Talk 1180 in the new 96.1 KERN.
Mr. Bean, do you have is there a temperature at which, like when the fellas, it's time to go on your bike ride, you'll just say, I'm not going, I'm out?
Oh, yeah. And this time of year, you have to go at 6 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
So there is a point where the guys are like, hey, it's time for our 11 o'clock bike ride, and you're going to say no.
No. You can't go at noon at this time.
Okay, no, I didn't know.
Which means for me, it means a 4:30 wake-up call, right, on the bike by 5:40, right?
Yeah.
And then you're back by, into work by 8:15.
All right, but you'd probably have lunatic friends who will go on a bike ride 100 degrees.
No, not the people I know.
Okay,
They're
good.
idiots.
Yeah.
You can end a long bike ride if you end like at 11:15. It starts to get up there, but by then you've been on the road for.
No, because I do that with tennis. If it's 100, I just tell them I'm out.
Of course not.
I'm out.
Right.
My limit is 78 degrees.
78. Nice. Mayor's out.
78.
What is your limit for turning on the air? Because I go as long as I can without
upper
PG&E.
90s, mid 90s, upper 90s, I'd say.
Yeah.
90. I'm gonna say
Usually in that-
97.
the way the houses, our houses, if you keep the fans blowing, the ceiling fans and stuff, air circulates pretty well, so it stays relatively high 70s in a house. But if it gets beyond the mid 90s, temperature rises all of a sudden very quickly.
So check this out. In this house I've been in for 2 years, I have a basement. I swear it's like 10 degrees cooler.
Oh,
down
always,
there.
yeah.
Do you ever sleep down there?
No, I haven't, but that's a good idea.
That's
the
actually
cat
really
does.
Yeah, that's
she
where
sleeps
of course
down
she-
there
of
during
course-
the day.
Yeah, you go down there and sleep where it's cool. Absolutely.
Oh, it's a great basement.
Yeah.
I'm picturing that sounded to me like
I could
Hops
keep my
fishing
Steve Mayer wine collection.
Sounds
down
like
there.
Hops fishing for an invitation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
He
so
has an
your-
open invitation
So
to
your
come.
basement is unoccupied.
No,
then.
when later this fall, I'm in negotiations with Richard Bean because he's retiring here soon, and he's going to have a lot of time on his hands. He has actually volunteered to be my life coach, and I'm really thinking of taking him up on it.
I'm thinking about breaking
I'm
into his
I'm
house.
dead serious about that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to break into
I
his
have
house.
plenty of time for you because you've got some work to do. I mean, you're a good core of a person, but Jesus, you're really screwed up. And but I can make you better.
What in the?
I'm going to tear you down like the Marines
You're
and
talking.
rebuild
You're
you.
talking about physically.
No, I'm
You
just.
just
I mean,
lit
the whole
the
package. I don't deal with. There is no. There is no difference between the emotional
What-
and the spiritual and the physical with me.
What do
It's
you-
all one
What do
thing.
you mean I'm screwed up?
You just
then?
lit
What
the
do
you lit the fuse on a Roman candle, and then you're panicking because there's
No,
fiery
no, no,
balls
no, no, no.
shooting
What-
out the
what-
end of it.
Are you telling me I got to give up my my nude sleeping, my kimonos, my fried chicken?
We're going to start with sitting naked on your couch. That is like
There's a blanket under me.
No, I got 2 words for you, Bean, before you start this project. Dream journal.
okay.
I would start there. I tell you what, speaking of which, Steve Mayer's here to talk about actual important stuff to our city. I mean, really, really important stuff. Mr. Mayor, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Great. Thank you.
It's good to see you as always. So I tell you what, I know it's early, but let's go ahead and take our break and come back, and that'll leave us a chunk of time to actually
Excellent.
go through this.
We're
How
going
about
to talk
that?
about the brewing scandal in the Bakersfield Police Department.
Huge.
That the Californian in the body of Steve Mayer has been in front of, and this is for me the most important story out of the BPD in my 20 plus years in this town.
So if you guys are listening at The Guardian, you're going to want to take notes on this one. We'll be right back. Here it's about 9:13 in the morning on a Tuesday, the last day of May. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. And we're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
We are back. It is the First Look program. It's News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at bakersfield.com. Richard Bean is joining us. Stephen Mayer is joining us. I follow him on the Twitter. Both of you guys, as a matter of fact. At any rate, we got big doings transpiring. A little controversy down at the police department. Would you say?
I would say so. Yeah.
Well, walk us through all this thing, because you've been following this pretty closely from the get-go.
It's a long story, so I'll try to make it short as possible. I think the first thing that happened was in, I believe, February of 2015. Damasio Diaz, a 17-year veteran of the department and detective, was placed on paid administrative leave. And later that summer, I learned that he was being investigated by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the feds, essentially. But we didn't really have any confirmation of that, and we're very careful about naming somebody who's under investigation. And the feds neither confirm nor deny those sorts of stories. So we kind of kept it in our pocket, but we were able to write about him being on paid administrative leave for months and months and months. Eventually, it turned into a full year of $80,000 plus benefits.
Jeez.
He finally resigned last February. He was indicted on 16 charges by the feds. I believe it was in November. And of course, we were pretty ready because we'd been following him. He had built a huge house in North County in a gated community, and so we were kind of ahead of the game on that. And he, most recently, last week, he is essentially assigning. There was a plea deal that was made public on Thursday, and he admitted in his plea deal to many really serious crimes, including working with a large-scale drug dealer, stealing evidence, including 10 pounds of methamphetamine and keeping 9 of it to sell, taking bribes, giving up intelligence that the police department was using to try to catch drug dealers. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Stephen, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you have any idea, or has it been alleged between the 9 pounds of meth that he, I guess, sold and what other information he profited from, what level of money he came into by through his activities?
I think the feds have some estimates about that, but I'm unclear on how much.
I mean, it's just, I'm assuming 9 pounds of meth is worth a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. And, his house is in a neighborhood where houses sell for about $800,000.
There you go.
And he, his wife, I believe, is a teacher, so they wouldn't be rich. And it was kind of a red flag, I'm sure. I think it's true to say that the impetus of the original investigation came from the Bakersfield Police Department. So I have to give them credit for, kind of sending up a red flag to the feds and saying, we have a problem here, you better get involved.
So that's how it indeed happens when the feds get. Are the feds based here? Do they have a local office?
I don't think so. I mean, I think there's a small local FBI office, but he was investigated by the DEA, the FBI, the IRS, and other agencies.
So is this a decision Williamson would make personally when something comes to his?
I think he certainly has a hotline to the feds and can say, I think we have a problem here. And he said last week in his press conference on Friday that, in fact, the first inklings of these investigations came from his office. So,
okay,
yeah.
and let's remind the readers just who Damasio Diaz is.
Yeah. Again, Damasio Diaz is a 17-year veteran of the Bakersfield Police Department. And as I said, he was indicted in November. And today, actually, I'm going up to Fresno because he's expected to stand up in court and make formal his plea agreement in court before a judge, which means he'll probably have to verbally admit to several of these crimes. He also is expected to be taken into custody really for the first time. I think he was arrested at the Bakersfield Police Department originally, but pretty much immediately
and he is represented by local defense counsel David Torres.
That is correct.
Right. Now,
yeah.
So is he basically turning state's evidence? I mean, is he copying a plea here and looking for leniency?
Yes, that's exactly what he's doing.
And so is there a deal made that will be, and do you know what the result of that will be in terms of jail time, or if any?
No one knows. I don't think even his attorney knows. And I explained in today's story, which is another chapter we haven't even gotten into yet, that the federal system is very different from the state, and the courts have no obligation whatsoever to accept the recommendation of federal prosecutors in this case, or any case. So it's kind of a roll of the dice for attorneys to, to say, let's cop a plea.
And help me here, but Diaz is 44, and he was one of the McFarland runners who was featured in the movie, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, all right. Take us. So we have right now, and I'm getting a primer here from Steve, and thank you for your patience. We have one dirty cop who was put on administrative leave, who apparently there was some internal investigation. The feds were brought in. And now the question is, were there others? So yeah. It brings us up to the next step.
Exactly. And this is kind of chapter 2. On Friday, we, the Bakersfield Californian, named a second Bakersfield Police Department detective. His name is Patrick Mara. He's 36, a 13-year veteran, also a detective. And as it turns out, he was a police partner with Diaz for a certain time during his career. And, the feds do not name these people while the investigation is ongoing, and the Bakersfield Police Department didn't name him, but through my sources, we felt comfortable because we had verification in 3 different places.
What's the process in... there's certainly liability that if you get it wrong. Tell me about the internal process in the newsroom of how do you decide when to name it?
We really had some deep conversations about this with myself, Christine Bedell, my direct supervisor and city editor, and Louis Amstoy, our director of content. We had others in there as well. Bob Price joined. And essentially, it's to say, okay, where are you getting your information? I don't give names because I have confidential sources, some of them within the Bakersfield Police Department, who feel, and I really get this sense, even as high up as the chief, that the rank and file of the department want these people to be outed, that they want the bad apples cleaned up. And so we went through the process of how we learned originally, and then how we verified, and then how we verified again, because we did have 3 separate checks on this. So we only had 2 originally on Friday, and even then we were being careful, and the decision was no, we will not use the name. And then we got the 3rd, and Louis said, go.
So the reward for your labor, which, and this is not a story that happened over the week, as you said, you've been following this for a long time, is when the Fred
Gagliardini,
and he is what's his name, Mora?
Patrick Mora.
Mora. He is Mora's attorney. Confirmed it that yes, my client is under investigation. He is the one who was the partner. And now it seems to me, reading your stories, that these guys are pitted against each other. Like who are you going to believe? Was he in on it? Did he know about it? What's your read on that?
Yeah. Well, just one quick clarification. Gagliardini, who gave me an exclusive interview yesterday on Memorial Day, was actually the fourth verification for us. So that gave us a huge comfort level that we were correct. And I do think that Gagliardini was concerned about some of the statements made by Torres, suggesting that corruption was fairly widespread in the department, or has been. I think Torres walked those statements back a little bit after we published, but essentially, he still believes that. Well, I think one thing we haven't said so far is that there are 5 other officers that have been investigated by the federal government here, besides the 2 we've just mentioned. And according to Police Chief Williamson on Friday, Williamson said that the 5 have been cleared of all federal charges. The feds have not said that, but Williamson has.
Now, is it correct to assume when you say 5 others, in addition to Diaz and Mora, who have been investigated and potentially cleared, were they drawn in around the activities of Diaz, all his?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I believe
whether they knew or whether they were part of or whether they didn't know or
Exactly.
whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Now, timeline-wise, because Mara is cutting a deal, he's got till noon today to take this deal and keep him from going to prison for the rest of his life. They didn't just offer him a deal; they must want something from him too. They don't just offer you a deal; they just go to prison for the rest of your life. You're a drug dealer. Does that mean we've got there's this next chapter has yet to be written?
This is a very interesting question, and I don't think anyone knows the answer to it, but it does make sense. Why would the federal government offer Mara anything unless he had something to give them that could, offer more information about other people in the department? And so, to say that the other 5 have been cleared, maybe not. I'm not
those
sure.
5, maybe there's 5 more.
Exactly. Who knows?
We don't know.
Right.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we will take a break.
Can you stick around for one more segment?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It only takes an hour to get to Fresno. You're going to be fine. You got air conditioning in your car?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, because if you didn't, you'd be in obviously big trouble. No, this is going to be very interesting to see where this goes because, like I said, they don't just go in there and say, hey, we got a deal for you. He must have something they want, which, I don't know, it's going to be fascinating to watch this play out. They don't just offer you a deal. They've got the goods on this guy, obviously, and it couldn't just be about Diaz because they've already got him in the net. So the implication, at least for maybe I watch too many TV shows and movies, but there must be more to come.
Diaz had made a deal as well, so.
And the best thing is Gagliardini and is sort of the attorneys aren't seeing eye to eye on this either.
Correct.
Which makes it all much more interesting. This just went from a Disney movie to a Scorsese movie, just instantly. They need to somehow do like a 4-hour movie. Let Disney do the first half and let Marty Scorsese do the second half. It'll go from the McFarlane movie into.
I'm smelling Serpico here. There you go.
Thanks. We'll see if call Pacino. He's not doing much these days. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. More with the great Richard Bean and the equally great Steve Mayer right after this. His first look. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN, streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
Now, more of First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
Oh, God, it's the best.
It's all over but the shouting. It's all done but the deed.
We are back. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com. Man, everybody's waiting to see just how interesting this, because there's nothing that'll get your attention like police corruption, man. I'll bet you those guys at the Guardian in the newspaper in the UK are waiting with bated breath for the other one, this other shoe to drop. We'll get back to that with Mr. Bean and Mr. Mayor in just a moment. Hop, you got any traffic or weather or just traffic?
Very quickly, just update you very quickly what's happening here. Traffic brought to you by King Door Company. King Door Company is your company with the pride of a lion. Give them a call at 397-2744. Really not a whole lot happening in traffic-wise on Bakersfield streets right now. Just having a last look at the map, I just updated it. Slow traffic on Rosedale Highway, and that's pretty much it. Both east and westbound lanes west of the 99 moving slow as per usual this time of day. Your weather brought to you by Atlas Pool Care. To keep that pool sparkling all year long, call Atlas Pool Care at 587-3573. It's Bakersfield, and it's going to be hot. It's currently 83 degrees right now in Bakersfield, and today we're looking at a high of 102. Tomorrow, 106 now, they're saying. Thursday, 105. Friday, 107. And then Saturday, we're going to be all the way up to 110 degrees. And then Sunday, 105. The air quality is going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups at 101, so be careful of that. And what's happening in stocks right now, the Dow is currently down 87 points. NASDAQ is up 5 points. S&P 500 is down 4 points. And oil is at $49.87 a barrel. That's our news desk at this time on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
No, I wasn't paying attention. Did you apologize before the weather on that one?
I apologize for the weather on that one.
All right, thanks, Hop. Let's get back to the matter at hand, because this is a potentially huge story. And our own Steve Mayer's been on this since Jump Street. Did you, when you first heard that they'd offered this Mara guy a deal? Because the first thing that I thought of was, they don't just offer, he must have some more information, i.e. some more names or some more evidence, or they wouldn't be offering him a deal, right?
I would assume so. That's right. I don't think the feds offer people deals unless they're expecting to get something for it. I learned that yesterday in talking to his attorney, Fred Gagliardini, who granted me an exclusive interview. So I came in on Memorial Day to do that story, which is in today's paper. And I think, Fred essentially has to do the best job he can for his client. And he believes his client was somewhat manipulated by Diaz, and his theory is that Diaz was at the center of what he calls a hub conspiracy.
Right.
And everybody is like a spoke on the wheel. They may not know of the other.
Yeah, they're all connected, but they don't know how.
Yeah, versus a chain, which would go down a chain. So
it's an interesting analogy. Steve, is it? I apologize. I'm probably asking you to speculate, but in a department of 400 sworn officers, is it safe to assume that it's the hub has to be wider than two people, or the suspicions? I mean, you got one guy who's admitted to stealing 10 pounds of meth and all kind of other infractions. Then we got a second officer kind of implicated in that. Can that exist by itself with two people in that kind of environment, or do we expect it to go much wider?
That really is a question that I can't answer. I think it is tough for someone outside the department to understand how this could be going on for months and years. That a high-up detective and potentially his partner could be doing things like holding back evidence, keeping it, selling, being in cahoots with a known drug dealer, feeding information about police activities and in, even people who have turned state's evidence or who are informants. I mean, I think it's fair to say that if any of this is true, and it appears to be because Diaz has admitted it, that it puts the lives of some of his fellows in the police department in danger. I mean, if you think about it, if a drug dealer knows where you're going, he knows who is informing, he knows, if you're, wiretapping him. I mean, then you knock on his door or knock down his door. Mm-hmm. Is he going to be ready for you? I just think it was playing with fire, and I think it's fair to say that he may very well have put the lives of some of his comrades in danger.
So what happens to Patrick Mara today? What decision does he have to make, and how is this going to play out today?
At noon, Mara and his attorney, Gagliardini, will appear at the Liberty Bell downtown, and Mara and Gagliardini will have made a decision about whether Mara will accept a plea deal with the feds or roll the dice and take whatever the judge gives him.
And his attorney is advising him to take a deal, it sounds like, right?
I think it's a good chance that he will.
And so would that happen in Fresno later today?
No. The Fresno deal is Diaz.
That's Diaz. Okay.
And Diaz will formally accept his plea deal, but he's sort of signed off on it already on paper.
And
now,
do we know? I'm sorry, Scott.
No, just
one more question. Do we know what the sentence will be for Diaz? Or will we learn that this afternoon?
Both of them have exposure for life in prison and a $10 million fine.
Wow.
Yeah. But, as both of them are providing information to the feds, one would assume that they're going to get some consideration for that.
Speaking of attorneys, I don't know how big a part of this it's going to be, but if I'm an attorney and I got anybody who was locked up by either one of these guys in the last God knows how long, what happens to those cases? If I'm an attorney and Mara or Diaz put my guy behind bars, will we not have to reopen all those cases, if not vacate some of those sentences?
I think that's a very good question. I think that could happen.
Because that gets pretty scary pretty fast, because we're probably talking about, dozens and dozens and dozens of bad guys.
I would think so.
Who are we going to put right back out on the street because they were busted by crooked cops?
Yeah, that's the long tail ripple effect of all this. The black eye on the department, the public trust, the vacated sentences, that you can never look at these things in isolation, and I'm sure Steve will be writing about this for the months to come. But this could be a really, really hard thing for BPD to overcome, just in terms of it feeds into all the stereotypes about police brutality and corruption and trust. And I think it's something that, and particularly if the scope widens, where do you think that might go, Steve?
Well, I think, with the 5 who have been investigated and are now on paid administrative leave and are being investigated internally by the department, typically in those cases, the public does not find out the result of those investigations, those IA investigations. And I think there's something of a problem with that. I think by law and the Bill of Rights, Policeman's Bill of Rights, all of that prevents them from releasing some of this information. But I think if there's some way for the department to be a little more transparent about this process and the result, I think it would be good for them and good for the community.
Right. Well, we will be, Steve, first I want to say as we near the break, thank you for coming on. We're going to be following your reporting. You've been on top of this story. You've led the way, so congratulations from a professional level. But I think there's going to be a lot more to come here. And so we'll be looking for the Liberty Bell noon press conference. concerning Mara, and then in the afternoon when Diaz appears before, will it be a federal judge or magistrate or what?
A federal judge in Fresno, and I will be there.
You will be there. Yeah. Okay, very good.
Well, let us know how it goes. I tell you, the thing you take away from all this as a person who absorbs a lot of media of all kinds, this is why you need newspapers. Because there are people out there doing in-depth reporting on this stuff that the shallower like TV stuff just never going to cover.
That's right.
This is the nuts and bolts of this.
They won't
thing.
give it the time, and they don't have the TV people come and go in this market. Yeah, hardly long enough to know where the difference between White, Lang, and Ming. But I actually wrote about that when Jackie Parks left.
Yeah.
That most of the kids, they're kids. They come and go, and the amount of institutional knowledge in a newspaper newsroom, and this one is really impressive. Steve went to Cal State. He's been here. He's got deep sources. So, the public.
He's worked here for 77 years. Not a lot of people know that. We'll be right back with old man. Oh, Steve, you got to go. Get out of here. Drive to Fresno.
I'm out.
Richard Bean's not going anywhere, though. We'll be right back. It's First Look program. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. We're streaming live on the internet at Bakersfield.com.
Now, First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
We are back. It is the First Look program. It's News Talk 1180. Hop got his B-52s. Outstanding. It's about 9:49 in the a.m. Tomorrow's our 1,000th show. Fingers crossed I'll be here. Come on. I got a good feeling about this one.
Short week in jury service. This is actually a good week to be on jury service.
That's what I'm thinking.
If you don't want to serve, because you've already burned one day.
Yeah.
You're
No, that's what I'm thinking as well. And by the way, it's not that I don't mind serving at all, but the frustrating thing for me is I already know they're never going to put me on a jury. I've been through this the last 3 times. I'll make it through all the deal, like I'll be there for 3 days, and I'll go in and they'll have a panel, and then they'll look. I'm going to walk into that room with all the other people and all that stuff, and a lawyer's going to look at me because he knows who I am. He's going to walk over to the judge. He's going to whisper something in his ear, or one time passed him a piece of paper, and the judge is going to look up from his glasses and go, "Mr. Cox, you're free to go." Because nobody's going to let me be on a jury.
You're dangerous. They don't want you talking about it. They don't. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, not just that, but stuff that and I'm not kidding about this. I think that we should have the death penalty for littering, and that will get you kicked off a jury. I really do think if you park in a handicapped space and you're not handicapped, they should smash your kneecaps open with a ball-peen hammer and leave you laying there.
People who, God, it drives me crazy. Alfred Harold Highway. I'm on my bike this weekend, and you're at the Fairfax, coming up on Fairfax, and there's like 2 mattresses.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, honey, let's pull over here and just dump our mattresses.
Sure, let's
and
do
our
that.
old box TV.
Well, they fenced off the part where people used to pull out into the hills and used to do that, you know. So now you got to dump them on the road. On the upside, though, there's a brand new fast trip right there. Go in there and get you something good to drink.
Fast trip where?
Auburn and Fairfax.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
nice.
Really?
So nice. Yeah, I don't get the illegal dumping thing at all. Do people just, it's too far to go to the dump, or I don't know. It's frustrating.
How about, we were talking after Steve Mayer left, and that's a story to keep an eye on. These shootings around town are real. I hope that we find out, is this a gang war? Are these random? I mean, is this a turf battle? Was there a truce that's been broken? Is this Hispanic, black? I mean, Peckerwoods. Who's doing all the shooting?
Here's the weird thing about it. I know I got a lot of friends in law enforcement, and nobody is saying anything on the record at all. It's like shh. But it involves. And by the way, gangs are all divided up by race anyway. But there are, it's essentially what drugs get sold where and what your turf is. And there are, it used to be like this black gang against that black gang, this Hispanic gang against that Hispanic gang. But we're seeing some crossover now, which is
29 shootings with 14 dead in 2 months.
2 months, yeah. That's like Chicago.
This is
numbers.
like you took the words right out of my mouth. It's starting to. It's just all the time.
Yeah.
And across town. I mean, not in Seven Oaks, not in Grand Island.
Yeah, but I said this.
But
at some point, somebody's going to get caught up in this, and that's not involved in the gang scene. And once that starts happening, you let this thing spill over into the marketplace, or where and it will become. But right now, it's super super hush hush, which means it's really dangerous. Whatever's going on.
Boy. Yeah,
it's in somebody's best interest to keep this thing on the QT for now. Right. But as long as it's just in those neighborhoods and it's just those, and it's just that gang member versus that gang member, people mostly don't care. When you can pick up your paper, pick up your paper in the morning and read that somebody got shot at Hart Park this week.
Yeah, Hart Park too.
Yeah.
By the way, there was hardly anybody out at Hart Park this weekend.
Well, it's because of gunfire. Would you ride your bike out there?
Yeah.
And you think it'd be packed on Memorial Day?
Nobody there. No, I was stunned.
I worry about you when you ride out there.
Why?
Because you get shot.
I'm not going to get shot at Hart
Well, if he
Park.
does, you can take care of his cat.
Yeah. They'd have to lead me. I'm going 21 miles an hour, so I'm not, with a handgun, I'd be hard to hit.
21?
Through the park. That's not much.
No, I was going to say that. No, they're going the other way on that one. You seem like you'd be up to, get up to 30 or so.
Not through the park. You take it pretty carefully. There's a lot of traffic there, a lot of people coming and going. I always stop at Hop. You'll appreciate this. You know where they feed the cats in the park?
No.
Anyway, there's this one area in the park.
They feed the kitties?
Where there's dozens, I mean dozens of feral cats. And this is a real controversy because there are certain people who go there every day and feed these cats.
Right.
Which is why there are dozens and dozens.
Well, right. But they, and honestly, I mean, they're continuing to breed. It's probably unhealthy. They should be spayed and neutered, right?
Right.
But anyway, people go by there and feed it. So that's a little detour. I always ride my bike through there to see all the kitties. There's a zillion of them. Of all stripes and sizes, and there they are, just eating their free food.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Bernie Sanders cat colony where the food just shows up.
Yeah, but the difference is if you stop feeding those
Bernie
cats,
Sanders cat colony.
If you stop feeding those cats, all they're going to do is go out in the wild and they'll hunt for what they need anyway.
But
you
don't you think they should be trapped
laying
in
around because they starved to death? They figure it out, especially cats.
Boy, I hit a nerve with him, didn't I?
You did, you? Man, you think?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Did anybody from here? Do you know anybody firsthand who went out to the Field of Burn event?
I think Matt Munoz went out there with Miranda.
I want to, because you always see snippets and hear snippets, but I heard there was a couple thousand people out there.
3,000. That's what they said. The crowd looked like 3,000.
Looked like 3,000 though.
Yeah. And then this Bernie Sanders. You know what? And I appreciate a lot of kind of what he's brought to the process, but he's asked while he's in town, how will you clean up the water supply? He goes, I ban fracking. And fracking has never...
it's not in the water, Bernie.
Ever... There's never been proof that it contaminates the water supply. There are other ways that drilling contaminates the water supplies. Cracked pipes leaking different things, but fracking itself is not. So it's like... if you're in the energy sector, would you get some facts on your side?
Yeah, something.
Do you trust your? Do you go to your tap without it being filtered and pour out a glass of water and drink it?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Every night before I go to bed, I drink it straight out of the tap.
I don't have a problem.
I mean,
obviously my ice comes from tap water.
I drink out of the hose all the time when I'm out in the yard working.
Right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There are people that fear that. I know there's people that fear that.
Well, I like
and then you look at Michigan and all of everything that's happened up there, and there are people that didn't fear that either.
But when you see some of these water machines outside in Albertsons or something, and people are hooking up their, that's tap water. They're doing.
tap water.
Yeah. I mean, what makes them feel better about clearing a blue
people
jug?
People feel better about all sorts.
First of all, if you come here from Mexico, you know not to drink the water. It's sort of a training thing. And if you find yourself, it's something that's what you do. That's what a lot of that's about.
Who, you Donald Trump? You think this is a Mexican thing?
No. You ever been to Mexico? You don't drink the water.
I lived in Mexico.
Okay,
I drank the water.
Well, a lot of people, that was 45 years ago. A lot of the people nowadays.
In certain neighborhoods, right? In certain where the water was processed.
I traveled all over that country. I drank the water. But I will tell you, because your body builds up
just parasitic pull off on the side
tolerance.
Of the road and drink it out of a puddle.
Parasitic tolerance.
It does. And actually, I used to get sick. I lived down there for 5.5 years. When I'd come back to the States and it would be too clean, that is when I'd get sick.
I can't even taste this water.
When you lived down there, were you on the Baja Coast? Is that where you lived?
No, I was in Mexico City. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I was.
No wonder the air
My oldest
quality
daughter was
mother.
born there. Yeah.
Nice. No, I got a friend who's got a place in San Miguel.
What were you doing in Mexico City?
I was working as a journalist.
Are you suggesting he's a drug mule or something?
No, I wasn't suggesting anything.
That was an accusation. Was that not an accusatory tone?
Unbelievable.
What were you doing down there?
Was I on the Baja?
Exactly.
No, I'm sunbathing. I was working, Hop.
What are you doing down there?
My God!
State your business.
All I asked is what were you doing there?
But you made the assumption I was on the Baja, but at Cabo,
how's
working as a towel boy.
I just said, so you were running hookers, you were dealing heroin, and you got a couple of kills under your belt. Awesome.
And I had 3 cats down there.
You got a couple of kills under your belt.
And there must be a bunch of little beans running around down there too. The little Mexican jumping beans.
That'll be fine. Tomorrow is our 1000th show. I think I'm going to be here. I really do. I got to go. I think tonight at 5:30, I'm going to call that number, and they're going to say call again June 1st at 5:30 p.m. And I'm going to do all this again. Or it could say
well,
be
I
here.
think I'm going to join you guys for
join us. You may have to fill
tomorrow,
in.
So I hope so.
You may have to
The
fill in.
Mr.
You're
Rogers
telling me
Brandon's
you and Rogers Brandon were born on the same day.
That's right. June 11th.
You guys
Same
are
year,
really twins,
same-
aren't you?
No.
You're the exact same age, aren't you?
No, I'm older.
You look a lot older.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I am.
I'm just judging that by who signs my paycheck. So there you go. So join us tomorrow. There'll be all kinds of cool stuff. We'll have highlights. Potentially, we'll have me.
We're gonna give away suckers.
We're gonna have lollipops, fish. It's gonna be unbelievable. Cat toys.
Cat toys.
It'll be a festival. Stay tuned for
I'm
the
gonna
Money
come
Wise
dressed
guys.
special.
Those guys are awesome. And then Michael Savage, then the Ralph Bailey Show. And then, like I said, join us back here for show number 1,000. Who would have thunk it? Not me.
Yahoo!
I lost out on that pool way back.
Richard Bean in Mexico.
That was Johnny Depp. We'll be right back. It's First Look. It's News Talk 1180, the new 96.1 KERN. Peace out.